this is definitely an event the Team Liquid would love to go deep in, right? They would want to head to at least the semis at this point with a roster like this, and they are not anywhere near that right now against mousesports. mousesports looking to try and prevent them from making it through in this lower bracket matchup. For mousesports in the pistol, some utility for Dexter, frozen, with smoke and a flash himself. And Alicia is peeking down into middle. Stewie's got an itchy in his hands, and here comes the B play.
Nade at the ready, does a bit of damage, but it won't slow down acoR, who's moving in first. Nothing Stewie can do about this. He's got to sit back and let them have the site.
Yeah, they've crossed on over. They got the site easily. Now Lee's looking for some sort of pick, a kill. They might be able to give Team Liquid the edge in this retake attempt, but Bimas, look at his position at pool. He's about to swing out into CT. A couple of players there. Hasn't really got the best fight there, so decides to drop back and use the cover once again. And now going forward, it's Stewie with the first two, and that's huge kills for them. But ropz, acoR, and again for ropz. Headshots come in for mousesports, and Stewie is left alone. Smoke deployed into the middle of the stairway, but it's Dexter that hunts him down, and it's mousesports that have the pistol.
mousesports look to have started how they want to go on by just running over that B bomb site. I wouldn't be surprised to see the majority of their rounds end there. Their B takes have looked really good so far in this tournament. A big question on our minds, though, is have Liquid got that same ability to counter-strat mousesports on this map? Because Dust 2 was one mousesports haven't played in a while. Liquid wouldn't have had the data, wouldn't have had the demos to look at. But Inferno is a map that mousesports have been playing. It's one that they even played in this tournament. And that run boost was a nice idea. Alicia will now be boosted on the other side, and he hits that shot onto acoR.
Good early damage for Liquid. Softens up some of the opponents, for these pistols have become much more deadly with just a body shot or a couple of shots to the upper limits of the body with the weaker pistols in play. But Dexter, he's searching, scanning over the B site for his opening, but smoke goes down for Liquid, and that is going to halt the attack of Mouse for now. Bombs at the bottom of Banana as well, so they're just going to take their time. Plenty of time to use up as well for mousesports. Definitely looking like this B hit, but with having ropz on the other side of the map, you always have a fallback strategy, right? You can use ropz to try and get you some space over towards that A bomb site if needed, but it looks like they still want to go towards B. And he's even coming back off of the A site now. Nav getting boosted up into second oranges.
Stu has one flash at the ready. He'll try and bounce this off the wall. The rotate is arriving, but Molly forces Stu into the open, and BMAS opens up the round.
Oh, but they haven't checked for Nav, and he's still there. But only one kill for him. Fallen swings out as well, but the kills keep coming through. There's ropz with an important headshot there onto Fallen, shot through the coffins. It's not enough to deny the bomb plant nor get the kill. So that will be the Team Liquid save. Obviously, if they go into the next round with nothing, they will likely just lose the round easily. So saving the Scout and the Deagle, Kevlar and Grim, it's worthwhile getting that into the next one. And that is going to be mousesports up 2-0. They got a good start on Dust 2 as well like this.
Nice bit of utility from mousesports. Meant that Stewie had to throw that flash sooner because he was getting mollied out of position. And because mousesports were setting up those nades, the flash didn't affect them as much as it otherwise may have. And at that point, the trades were always going to look good for the mousesports side. Once you get that first kill, you can keep on going and hopefully continue to trade 1-for-1, which is exactly what happened. This is a stark contrast to mousesports' earlier game against Gambit, where they lost both of those pistols. Now they've won one here. And if you're getting 10 T rounds against Gambit when you lose the pistol, they could be going for even more T rounds here against Team Liquid off the back of this pistol round win. They've got a great chance for a 3-0 lead early, and this time acoR is ready for that same boost that Liquid ran in the last round.
Oh, Leash luckily gets away, because the itchy was coming in after him like a heat-seeking missile, but luckily it will be Alicia out of danger, just about on 9 HP. Stewie 2K playing anti-flash on top of the coffins, peering into the stained glass window that is so stained you can't see through it. Go from Bimas, Alicia's down. Another follow-up from mousesports, making this one look pretty easy. It's now just Grim with the saved weapon, the Deagle. That it could be a problem. And this flank from Fallen might reap a reward, but other than that, I don't think there's too much going for Liquid in this one. Fallen's just trying to get in behind, trying to be a little sneaky. Might be able to get something out of it. Bimash is going to be right in front of him, and Fallen, you got to do better than that. Oh, not landing a single shot. At least the round is clean for mousesports. They don't lose a single player, and money confirmed for them coming into this one.
Thankfully, both teams took that quite lightheartedly.
Yeah.
Fallen was having a laugh afterwards, so was BMAS.
Behind the head USP shots. Most difficult shots in the game.
Fallen injecting a little bit of laughter into the server. Nice guy. But now we've got to get into the serious gun rounds. He's got the AWP out. And acoR has stuck with the scout on the mousesports side. Fallen playing this B site early in this round alongside Naf. The earlier round, Stewie was playing towards B himself, but to switch up in this first gun round, and Fallen may be tested there in top banana. ropz, meanwhile, lurking out the apartments, but Fallen could be the man to take the first fight if they go round this corner.
Fallen, that's about to be molly down and frozen with a quick headshot. Easy kills for him, and ropz have found the follow-up. ropz silenced quite quickly by Elige, but the man advantage still stands for mousesports. And Naf is going to try and hold in towards CT, and that smoke goes up. mousesports are going to fully execute it towards this B-bomb site. ropz is looking for a pick into second oranges. Smoke onto the coffin. It's a deep one, and that'll keep Naf out of play. Rotation from Stewie has arrived, and some help on the defense is needed. Can still pull this retake off with a quick kill. Stewie's going to throw the HE in. Bimash just getting out of that one alive, and the bomb goes down. And as the smoke faded in towards CT, acoR was actually able to find Stewie. So this round's looking like a goner. Elige has had enough. He's out of there a long time ago, and Naf will now join him. So Liquid lose the round, and it's going to be mousesports up to 4.
Slightly too easy for mousesports to get that early kill on banana with a standard molly into the sandbags, a peek quickly behind it. Fallen didn't have many good options there. He could have just smoked it off and stayed behind the sandbags, but with the AWP, that leaves him in a really rough position. So he tries to see if he can just run back. There might have been a chance, actually. I think Fallen maybe would have been calling for that flashbang to be thrown sooner from Naf, and maybe the communication just wasn't fully there, because Naf was lining up a flash to help him, but it didn't come quickly enough for Fallen to fall back. And then ropz just putting that bit of pressure on the A site means that Liquid can't gamble more players over to B early. If they could have had that extra rotate over, it would have been really nice for them, because they knew that there was quite a heavy presence from Mouse on banana, but because ropz gets that one kill on A, they have to stay honest on that A side of the map. And Mouse now 4-0 up early, but up against another gun round from Team Liquid.
Oh, a good flash. It's not really amounting to much, but effective to get frozen blinded, and now feeling a little more uncomfortable. But speaking of, that's a grid opening for acoR through the smoke onto Elige. You can't complain about that. And now ropz coming out of Boiler. This could be disgusting from Fallen, but he's able to find the kill. ropz has gone down, and usually ropz is so good at getting those kills over towards the A side of the map on these lurks. But if Fallen can keep doing that, and you can neutralize ropz once again, that's definitely a big factor here for Team Liquid.
He has been looking for a lot of those fights early in these rounds. This time it is costly, though. And on Inferno, if you get that man advantage as the T side, normally you can make it so difficult for the CTs. So there's definitely an argument to be made for just sitting back once you get that first kill and grouping up. Either way, Liquid still have to leave somewhere weak, and right now, A is looking like the weakest side of the map. Grim is having to play from pit so that he can watch both short and apps. That means that Liquid don't have that top mid information. And long is wide open.
Yeah, long certainly is. 25 seconds for Mouse as they start to wrap around this double setup inside of the site and pit. This could be a little bit nasty if Team Liquid can make it work, and they're trying to take down Fallen quickly. He's under a good bit of pressure. Grim has found one, and Fallen's still alive with a kill. How are they doing this? Liquid shut it down!
Why is Frozen switching to the Deagle? Oh dear, he could have got that kill if he had his gun out, but instead he just gets headshot. And then Grim does great work from Pit. Initially I was concerned because Fallen was getting peppered on the bomb site and Grim wasn't able to help initially, but he finally found that shot and then he goes ahead and swings for a second kill. Back up to the apartments player. Mouse get absolutely denied, and that's a position where normally you should be able to trade onto the site and get into a pretty good position, but a massive overperformance from Liquid gives them the round.
Fallen just staying alive for so long is just a wonder to me. It's time to focus up for the next one. Team Liquid for the win on the board, and mousesports straight back with a bye, though. Of course, winning 4 rounds in a row certainly is not going to hurt your economy, should I say. And Frozen's gone through the smoke into logs. He spotted that no one is peeking from car, and in fact, Liquid will be setting up the more passive setup in towards the B-bomb site.
Stewie used all his nades on Banana, though, so he's still at sandbags, but they're going to molly him.
Oh, he's going to force him away. Ooh. And he just about gets away as well. 64 HP as he drops back into spawn.
That's scary, though. You can't be playing sandbags like that in these rounds.
Definitely. I mean, if you play that 10 times over, right, he dies 8 or 9 times out of 10. So, very lucky to get out of that.
Fallen's come to back up this B site with an extra smoke. So that extra smoke on Banana will slow Mouse down further, and it also means Naf has one more smoke to delay further, but he's not going to get to use it because they're already pushing him.
There was a gap in the smoke, and they felt comfortable running through it. Naf was trying to hold, but it wasn't enough. And now Stewie inside of the smoke, right in front of him, and all realized it's acoR, but Frozen's the man that finds the headshot. And acoR now trying to get his shot through the smoke. Instead goes to the M4, and he's not too far off taking Fallen down. But Team Liquid, it's a tough pill to swallow, but they've got to save again. And ropz might not let them get into the next one alive. The shark hunting down his prey. It's ropz that sneaks on by Elige, his first victim, and ropz has had enough. He's taken too much damage to really hang around. And Team Liquid, this is a nightmare start to Inferno.
Not looking too hot for them right now. Fallen's the one player who is saving, who has some money in the bank. So he will be able to drop. Grim should also be able to drop a rifle to one of his teammates. I think that may allow them to get the buy together as long as they stay safe, which they will. Frustrating round for Liquid, though. I think you could specifically see Stewie getting quite annoyed at how that round played out, because there's not much that you say that Liquid did wrong overall, tactically. It's just one of those rounds where there is that small gap in the smoke, but there's also a nice play from Mouse where they go for the aggressive play through it. They rely on their flashbangs to get them into position. And Stewie was hoping that because Naf had those nades, he could hold that B site. And if he's playing from a more passive position, maybe he can use that molly to slow it down, but you can't really blame Naf for just trying to play behind the smoke. It's normally a very strong position to be in. Looks like we have a tech issue on hand here. 5-1 lead for Mouse. Full buy at the ready for Liquid once we get back into the action. And it has been that B site for Mouse, which I said is what they were using to great success against Gambit in their earlier game. They kept just taking that B site over and over. And we're already seeing that ball get rolling for mousesports. And what they did against Gambit was they made Gambit be scared of that B site. They put that in with a bunch of the early rounds. And then that's when Mouse would open up their playbook and start to go for some A plays. Once they've conditioned you into being super scared of that B play, then all of a sudden you can open it up and ropz on those lurks can maybe even start to open up that A site.
Yeah, it's worrying when you're Mouse, you can condition Liquid into playing a certain way and allowing ropz to get more involvement. That sounds real scary to me. But right now, Mouse are losing players, so this might help Team Liquid out. They're down to 3 over on the mousesports side, so we're going to be getting them back in the server as quickly as possible. But Liquid have also lost 2 players, so not the best case scenario right now, but we're going to try and get that resolved. Obviously, with the restrictions right now, it's kind of difficult to have the same access to the players. You know, the referees used to be able to go in and switch out any issue that was going on, but now you're kind of limited in terms of what you can do and the amount of people that can be around. It's kind of crazy the experience you get as a pro player when you're sitting at those at the tables, right? Because when I was playing in a show match, I was so confused as to what was happening. Some guy came over, just give me this SSD. They do everything for you. You don't have to know how to do anything, so I can understand why the professional players are so bad with technology, because they don't have to do anything. They even get their monitors turned on for them. They'll do anything. Just sit back, relax, get ready for your game.
I know that some of the players are much more nerds when it comes to that. I know Elige, for example.
Yes.
One of the things that surprised me with Elige is he would get out like a thing that measured the angle of his monitor and all sorts of stuff.
The spirit level.
He wanted, exactly. He wanted the very specific setup.
Yeah,
which is cool.
He puts his monitor as far away as possible so he can have sort of a 90-degree angle looking into it. It's all about the posture, all about the performance. I like that about Elige. He does everything to win.
He's also talked about the fact that Liquid got the sports psychologist in, and that has helped him a lot in the way he models his game. So when he's playing on his A game, he can make certain plays. When he's playing on his B game, he'll make the more standard plays. And if he's having a bad game, if he's having a C game by his standards, he knows how to make sure he still has impact and doesn't just throw away his life.
That's
which
really
is
cool.
a really good way of modeling it, because it is important that you don't just lose out and let that spiral when you're having that bad game.
Yeah, that's really cool to hear as well. You know, in terms of that approach, it's interesting. But we're about to hop into the action. Again, just tuning in, this is an elimination game at Intel Extreme Masters Cologne, and Team Liquid currently looking a little rough at the start of Inferno. They're going to get the AWP out for Fallen. The full buy is coming out again. Will they be able to turn it into a round win, though, out of this tech issue?
We'll have to wait and see. 5-1 down. They could do with getting something to go their way sooner rather than later here. acoR with a flash into top mid, forces Fallen off the angle. Fallen's AWP will go back to the more standard spot on long. Yet again, Liquid are using a lot of nades on Banana. They've used almost all their utility, but this time the difference is they have forced mousesports away. Can they get the full control from it though? It looks like they're actually just going to play back. Smoked down by Naf. That's the last piece of utility these B players have, and they will use it to fully take away Banana. So that's something that's changed now. Liquid have the Banana control, but that means they have to be ready for a potential A play.
The Mouse are going to go quite heavy in towards A. They still have Frozen holding back at the T-stars if a Banana flank is to come through, so they can be confident that they can focus on the A side. But look at this from Elige. Flash goes in, but it catches him. Because of that, unable to take away a kill at the start of the round. So they're going to go back up into Banana, but this Banana control from Liquid, this could crush mousesports if they decide to go in there. Stewie's going to be the first man. Can they get rid of him? One from Stewie, looking to line up more, but it's Naf on the double kill. Stewie swings out. They do a lot of damage, but finally Bimas makes the difference. There's still a chance here for mousesports.
No smoke.
The race to the B-bomb site and no smoke. They're going to have to use flashes, and Elige is already far forward. He's found Bimas, and the bomb's gone down. Now just ropz trying his best, but he's even found by Fallen. Team Liquid, great stuff in the early control of Banana, and mousesports just commit into it blindly.
And they were literally blind, it looked like. And I think that was maybe even from their own flash. It looked like Mouse's flashes to try and get themselves into Banana weren't good enough in that position. You've got to have some good flashes just to clear out those close angles. Maybe just try and force that top Banana player away so that you can isolate a fight. Because if you don't blind one of the players or you don't molly off a position, you are going to be chewed up there by the Stu and Naf crossfire. That's exactly what happens. Great to see those two stepping up on the B side of the map, which has been the problematic position for them so far. And ropz spotting out for that early aggression. They try to catch him out in the apartments, but he's ready for them. And here comes Stu, but he's been blinded. Great timing on that flash from Dexter. It's a two-man lead, and Naf is still fighting. Oh, another kill from Naf before he backs away.
He's got away with a sick double there, but ropz elsewhere has found the reply. Elige has gone down towards the A bomb site. There's still time here for mousesports. They can take a deep breath. They're already a man up. They can go and get that bomb, and the B bomb site is currently empty. It still looks like Mouse want to go back into the A site, and even in doing that, they will have the 2v1 fight. And in fact, ropz has decided he's going to go through CT spawn. It's a different call now for Mouse. They want to go into the B site. Over here right now is Naf. We did have a good start to the round, but received a lot of damage. So he's down to 29. hasn't got the most amount of health left to try and deal with the attack, and special on two fronts. You've got to deal with that flying through CT as well. And Naf has got to choose his positions wisely. He's going to cross to new box. He's got a smoke here as well. That could buy some time to allow Grim to get back over, who is currently on the opposite end of the map. So the rotation is going to be very slow. Naf has to deliver something here. He swings out a new box and he gets the bomb down. Smoke can go down as well, but ropz swinging out quickly gets the kill. And that kill is so important. That changes the round now. mouse can get the bomb down. Grim's going to think about it. He is going to go closer to the B-bomb site now down Speedway.
He was so far away, though. It's going to take a lot of time to get to the site. The upside is he has some nades. He has a smoke for Banana. The HE grenade won't make a massive difference, though.
He's going to throw it in. Drops down BMAS to 63, but doesn't force him to take a fight, doesn't force him out of position. And Grim now swinging onto the site. This time is still limited to clear two positions. He's found one quickly and couldn't flick back. Great swing that from BMAS. Really well played between him and ropz. 6 rounds for Mouse now locked in. And Team Liquid, again, just struggling here. Even with Naf doing a lot of work, it's not enough.
Naf had to make the hero play after they go down 2 players early. This was ropz spotting out for that apartment's aggression. Then he gets another kill onto a Liege, putting them up in the 3v2. And it's such a shame for Grim at the end there that he has a nade instead of a molly, because the nade isn't going to do much for you in that position where you need to just isolate 1v1 fights, where you need to just go ahead and take a position where you can force the opponents into fighting you. Sadly, the HE grenade not going to do that for him. And even though he won the first fight, BMAS was always there, close by for the trade. Timeout taken by Team Liquid. Unfortunately for their sake, though, they only have pistols ahead of this round. And we were saying, after that second map didn't go, we were slightly scared for Liquid. We were wondering whether they missed their opportunity on Dust 2 because of how good Mouse have been on Inferno. They've been willing to play the clock so far. They've been running over that B-bomb site. Mouse's economy isn't great because these rounds have been close, but up against the pistols here, this is a chance to have a more one-sided round win. Okay, so the 2 nades thrown on Banana by the A players. They're hoping that Mouse don't expect Stewie and Naf on B to have 2 more nades. So there's a chance that you can maybe bait them into these HE grenades now. But Mouse just aren't taking Banana. They're sitting back at the moment.
Oh, a Liege. What is that? A quid opening. Don't know how it was found, but a wallbang headshot nonetheless for the Deagle. We'll be happy with that. Team Liquid given a big advantage. Seems like it was just through the apartment's wall, and Dexter can take an AK, throw it out of the apartment so it can't be recovered easily for Team Liquid. Now also going to throw some smokes. One in towards long side of brackets. Stewie. The smoke going down into top Banana for him to play with. And ropz, he's going to go down. A Liege with another one. These Deagles really making it work for Team Liquid. In particular, just a Liege right now that's having to do anything. Team Liquid, 40 seconds left, and they're up 2 players. mousesports got to consider what option do they have. Seems like the B call is going to come through. They're going to collect that bomb and go back over here where Naf is currently sitting with Stewie. It is just pistols, though, so the AKs could certainly still find a way into the site, especially with some utility left. You can smoke off CT, cut off these rotations. Comes down to whether or not Naf can land anything. He is going to land some body shots, but no kill. And now Stewie runs out. He's found 1 second from Stewie, and he's going in for more. Stewie 2K has found the 3K. He swings out the P250, switches out to the AK-47, and what a round for Team Liquid.
The little P250 that could. The $300 weapon comes through. See the value of that gun. Just buying a little P250, spending a little bit of money makes the difference. And that's that first shot from a Liege into the apartment, peeking into Boiler. Stewie then here finds a couple of blinded players. And a bit awkward at the end, but he happily takes out the AK. acoR missing the AWP shot meant that he was a sitting duck. And that's much more like it for Team Liquid. And we were saying Mouse's money is not good. That round win from Liquid makes a massive difference because now Mouse are down to a full Glock round. And this is not going to be one that they win. Now, I believe in a lot of things, Dinko. I've said it before. I believe in karma. I believe in responsibility. I believe in nip magic, but even I don't believe in the 5 Glocks. I can't. I like to be positive, but I just can't see it happening.
Well, you know, I think that's one of the more normal things you've said, Hawker. So I'll get behind that. I think you're okay not believing in this one. A minute left, and Mouse are going to just start wrapping around long, try to put pressure on the AWP, and maybe they can overwhelm someone, but no. Ball and a nap, playing well together. Ball switches out to the Deagle, and now it is just ropz left alone. Inside a bit himself, and he is now spotted in from behind. Stewie's flying for results in a 4th round for Team Liquid. mousesports still have money now coming into this one. The only player really lacking is Dexter, so I'd be interested to see what the investment is for him. But for Team Liquid, this is much better now. They're starting to claw this back. They're making a meal out of Inferno. And this game can begin to heat up. Hopefully not so hot that Liquid evaporate.
That would be a shame. We are back to the buy for Mouse, as you were so nicely putting it. Max 10 out for Dexter in this one. Frozen playing behind this smoke, which means the mollies won't force him away. Liquid have had a lot of these rounds where they're sending extra players to B early, just to reinforce those nades on Banana, reinforce the B site early in the round. And that allows those B-sided players to keep some more utility later on, which is important right now, because Mouse have found the majority of their success on this B site, and they're going for a faster play this time.
Naf has to be ready, so he pulls out the AK instead of the utility that was once in his hand. That has resulted in an early kill for Team Liquid on defense, but mousesports have got onto the bomb site. Frozen is deep on in. And now Stewie trying to throw some counter utility, trying to allow himself to get through the smoke. And he's going to go for it, swinging out into the open, but acoR takes him down. 4v4 once again, even on the server. Bomb plant starting to come in for acoR. They've still got some utility for the post plant here, mousesports. Naf is looking for some picks, but no players going into new box. Mouse have not been given the luxury to get solid post plant positions, but that Molotov is going to allow the reposition of Frozen up on top. This is going to be difficult for Liquid, and this boost all Frozen. He's ready for it. Here comes the boost over the top, and Elise still wins the fight. He gets a double kill from the position, and now Dexter and ropz trying to make it work. 2v3 in the post plant. They've got the crossfire, but ropz has dropped back and left Dexter all alone. He's managed one, but now ropz, huge double kill, spray down for 2, and mousesports given 7.
Oh, that's a quicker B play this time that gets them into position. Liquid trying their best on the hold initially, but they're unable to hold it down for long enough. It ends up being a 4v4 from the site itself. Alish being boosted looked so good when he gets that double spray down. He's been playing great all game long, but ropz comes back around with 2 kills of his own. Back and forth round on the B bomb site. Liquid are really trying to adapt there. They're really showing some good signs towards B, but it's not quite leading to the round wins here. mousesports do still have that Mac 10 for this one. Stewie back on that AWP for Banana. No one challenging him this time. mousesports poking and prodding into top mid. Dexter getting up close. Will have heard Alish running back to long, so they should have a good idea of his position. They might not be ready for the rotate of Naf, though. And oh, Fallen not ready for that player on the angle.
Oh, and Naf is... Oh, acoR peeks into him again. Really good shot from the Danish AWPer. And this is now crumbling for Team Liquid. Alish is going to throw his grenade on in, trying to take down a player, and Dexter just about stays alive on 4 HP. Gets through the smoke at Archway. But look at this, Stewie alone inside a Banana. He's got to deliver some incredible shots because he's now being pushed on 2 fronts. He's aware of the CT play, but he's got time to get in towards Ruins. He's repositioned this AWP into a better spot, and Dexter did not get spotted. Stewie could have taken him down. But he knows there's a timer on every play he chooses, so he can't commit to an angle for too long because it opens up the opportunity for an attack from the other side. So Stewie decides it's the play from Coffins that's needed. He's going to get another one onto Bimas. And Stewie now wants another to add to his collection. The flank from Alish is starting to come in. Stewie's done an excellent job at just delaying this. And Alish is going to try and come through. Smoke is down to try and isolate the fight. And Stewie's finally down. They're now focusing on Alish, who gets the timing for the peak. And now Dexter quick on the reply. Just Grim. The newest addition for Team Liquid, the youngest addition, should I say, and now he goes forward, he gets 1, not the second. ropz is quicker on the trigger, and an 8th round for mousesports. They confirm themselves the round lead going into the second half, but there's still rounds to be played in this first.
ropz doing a lot of work in these late round scenarios now. Having to come through for his team, they put him in a position where they're relying on him to go ahead and get that final frag. And he steps up for Mouse. They have been consistently hitting this B bomb site. Even when it's the A long fights early, they end up finding their way over towards B. And despite the fact that Dexter took a long time to come in from CT, eventually they are able to coordinate the push. They realize that because ropz was holding CT, it must have been the push down mid, so they're aware of the banana flank, and they're able to smoke it off. This apartment stack could be scary. It is the weak pistols, but if ropz goes round at the wrong time, he could give away an AK.
Oh, he spots the head of Nap, and he's got to find more, and ropz does get away with a second. B-Mass cleans up the rest. I like the stack from Liquid. It just doesn't really work out for them. And that's going to be a 9th round from Mauer. They just keep on winning these rounds. Team Liquid, of course, taking a look at the buy coming back in. They need a timeout ahead of this one because they really do need to get a few more out of this. I don't even know if 5 is going to be good enough. I do want to see at least 6 here for Team Liquid, and that means they've got to win the remaining rounds in this first half.
It does seem like Miles' strength on Inferno is their T side. So maybe 5 could be enough if Liquid themselves can come through with a strong T half. Inferno is definitely a map where nowadays both sides can be good. Some teams will be able to win out on the T side. Can be quite dependent on the teams themselves, but it's a pretty balanced map on the whole. AWP has been dropped over to Fallen. Grim bought that. He gets an M4 back. Only a single AWP this time, though, as Stu is down to a FAMAS. I'm not actually sure if Mouse have planted the bomb on A yet in this game. Like, I actually can't remember them planting A. Maybe they have. Oh, there's been a lot of B.
It's been a lot of B. And Frozen gonna be hanging around the half wall. He's down to 22. He's gonna throw the smoke onto the Molotov. Stewie's trying to be confident. He's trying to take the fight to the FAMAS. It's really important for him to try and find this one. He's gonna do it. Frozen's been taken down. I'm an advantage in play for Team Liquid. Mouse lost a player. They've got to figure out how to pull that back. And acoR can sometimes be the player that draws that kill back for you.
Fallen decides to drift over to B to stack 3 players on that side of the map. This might be one of those rare rounds where Mouse decide to end on A, though, after losing on B early. Liquid are taking initiative, though. They're taking fights onto Banana, and they're going to realize Banana's clear any second, but they won't have the rotate over to A in time.
Oh, so he's sprinting as fast as he can go. Mouse yet to go. They're finally thinking about it. Alicia's got some utility at the ready, and here comes the attack now from mousesports. Grim's forced down into the bottom of the pit, and he's out of play. Alicia's out of play as well. B-Mass with incredible entries. And that has given mousesports the man advantage now, and acoR's just missed out on a shot with the AWP, and that's enough to force Team Liquid away. They know if they threw everything at this, they were likely to come out with a loss and have nothing for the next one. They've got to cut their ties with this round and focus into the next one. The last round of the first half, it is looking damn good for mousesports. Double figures reached on their T side. Team Liquid could be going home in the group stages of IEM Cologne.
We were so excited to have the international competition back on LAN. But Team Liquid could be sent home early here if they're not careful. B-Mass has been smiling all day, man. It's nice to see him happy.
Yeah. I mean,
it's explosive round from him.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I think he's had a lot of those moments from Dust 2. You remember the little one taps out from Blue into his top pit. He's just had a lot of those moments where you really do see the little flashes of individual ability that B-Mass has got. And I think he's going to be one of those players that just keeps on improving. He's one of the slower adapters, I think, similar to Bit in fact that, you know, it takes some time for him to warm up into things and figure out and learn. But when he does, he's got that potential. We see it every now and then, just these bursts of skill. 10-4, last round of the half here. Team Liquid desperately looking for a 5th.
mousesports have already matched their 10T rounds they've got against Gambit. Can they go one better here against Team Liquid? Frozen has been having a bit of a tough time on Banana. He's been playing a fair bit in that position and taking damage in a lot of these rounds. Oh, damage done by the nade, but ropz hears them running back and he wants to take a fight to them.
That was interesting. ropz thought he got the timing and went through the fire.
Was that his teammate's molly? It might have been.
It might have been.
I'm not sure. Because I don't think Liquid threw one from the site.
Oh, ropz trying to get through it anyway. Gets caught by it and ends up going down. So Team Liquid into a good scenario in the last round of this first half. Fallen is going to try and peek out from Archway. He's got the AWP, but he's taking a shot too quickly, and that's going to force him back, and B-Master's got the kill. Fallen with that one, and that really does throw a spanner into the works now for Team Liquid. acoR is going to try and pull it back and extend upon the kills here for mousesports. Grim's inside a pit. He needs a big hold. That bomb can still go through the archway to B, and they're going right past Stewie. Inside of the smoke, the criminal strikes again. He's in behind them, trying to get through it. Stewie 2K with a double. Naf has found one as well, and they overcomplicate the last round. Mouse go down a 10-5 half as we head into the second. Will Liquid be going home, or will they pull it back against Mouse? Find out in the second half.
Shadows, I've come to make a name, ready for battle, cause I got a thing to claim, think that I'll crumble.
This is the last half of Counter-Strike for one of the teams here, whether it be Liquid or mousesports in IEM Cologne. We've got to say goodbye to one of the teams at the conclusion of Inferno. The 1xBet odds think mousesports are going to be the team staying alive, and Team Liquid decide that we'll be packing their bags and heading home. But we'll see if that's the case as we hop into things. Team Liquid on the T side now have a lot of work to do. They're down 10-5 into the pistol.
Down, but not out, as long as they can come through with a good T side. No P250 for them, but a lot of utility. And in these pistol rounds throughout the series, Liquid have been liking these 3 sets of utility on their T-side buys. Frozen currently alone on B. He may have a full set of nades, but I don't think that's enough to stop this full-on B take from Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is going to be rough. Frozen's going to have to peek down. He's been having a bit of a quiet game himself. He body blocks the smoke, tries to create a problem area, and he has done that. There's a big gap on the right side for Frozen to play with, but it's got to be this quick mid-play from Mouse. Look at this, 4 players running down middle and up through Banana. They're quickly coming through, and Frozen's got a headshot. ropz has found the follow-up. No one's died yet for mousesports, and they just keep getting kills. It's Elige and Stewie 2K that have everything to do, and now just Elige left alone at the back of the site, and he's down as well. Team Liquid might send everybody towards the B site, but they do not come away with a kill, and they do not come away with a much-needed pistol round. It's mousesports who win the round and are up 11-5 now as they creep closer to victory versus Team Liquid.
And Frozen played that beautifully, despite not having a great game by his standards fragging-wise. The fact that he just backs away, body blocks the smoke, throws out the nade and the flash to delay, and then even gets a kill on that hold. Really impressive from Frozen to do that. It may only be 1 frag to his name, but it's a really important round from him. A lot of the intangibles coming through from Frozen there allows that fast flank to come in and allows ropz to make all the difference on those initial fights. And now this force buy from Liquid has to be gold for them. They've got 2 AKs. Elige and Stewie will be the high rollers. Got to make sure they can make the most of those rifles.
Definitely make these kind of rounds work. You just have to be methodical. Stewie's going to use the Molotov, but Dexter swings out, still with a headshot. That's an overperformance from the MP9, and that's one of the AKs out of the hands of Stewie. It will be recovered by Grim, who does not have Kevlar. Naf is a player who has Kevlar and a helmet, but he's only got a deagle. Interestingly, Grim is deciding to keep the weapon. He will be the front man in the charge, and Naf is a little further back. He'll begin the attack in towards this B bomb site. There's a second player that's rotated over from mousesports, and that's going to be ropz. Not an easy player to take down, in particular because he has an M4 and he's getting boosted up in towards CT. This could be real nasty because they're going to step Frozen in through the smoke. He's taking damage, but here comes the play on through. One from Frozen goes for the second, but ropz is going to let them run on by. They haven't even checked for him. ropz has come out with one and through the smoke. He's unable to find a follow-up. The bomb plant. Oh, headshot through from ropz. Connects onto Elige. It's the fadeaway, and ropz is not done, but finally, Naf will silence him. He's got the AK now, but the problem is on Inferno B side, there's not many plants for cover, and now he's gonna go and help with a headshot straight down to the plant, and it's into the 1v1. acoR versus Naf. This is a huge clutch, and Naf has done it with a nasty clutch from Nasty Naf, and 4 kills for him, and a 6th round for Team Liquid.
Oh, that's such a hard spot for Naf to be in. I thought he was done for on the first fight, and he hits the headshot. He hits just a few bullets in the right position. The burst fire pays off for him. Then he fake plants to bait one more man into his arms. And at the end, you just know he's going to win it once he's got those first 2 kills. That's the shot that does it, though. Blinded by acoR, but it doesn't make a difference. And mousesports will be slightly frustrated. They couldn't peek Naf together there, but they give him the 1v1 fights, he makes them pay, and now we have a game on our hands, Dinko. 11-6, Mouse down to the lower buy. Liquid have some life left in them. And Liquid is necessary for life, Dinko, as we know it.
Yeah, certainly. Leash. Okay, what? How does he get away with that? Up and down and then up again. The leash for the transfer. Yes, against pistols, but you can't deny that. That is just unbelievable skill right there from the leash to be able to do that. Lovely stuff. And now Mouse just going to be backing away. Same the Deagles and the Scout and Team Liquid are going to be given a 7th round. They need to get this good start. They need to consistently start winning these rounds as well. They're doing that efficiently.
Liquid looking relaxed. They know they've got this round in the bag. Liquid have been having a hard time when they've come over to some of these European events. Getting knocked out by Dig in one of their tournaments. They did not expect to lose that game against Dignitas. Then at Pro League, they did well in their group. They finished 2nd. Before getting an unfortunate matchup against G2 into the playoffs. Not an easy series for them there. They end up losing and going out in 9th to 12th. Even over in North America. They played the North American DreamHack. They ended up finishing 3rd to 4th, losing against Pain. That was with Fallen on EU Ping, but it's still not a result that Liquid would have been too happy about. So for Liquid fans, that win at CS Summit was a welcome sight for them. That win at CS Summit just before this event gave them some confidence. Now they'll be looking to see if they can come through here in Cologne. They may be down, but they've got the better buy, and they've got a chance to come back into this game. Just the pistols now for Mouse, alongside this scout from ropz. But Liquid are making sure they don't give him any early opportunities.
Frozen. Does have the Deagle peering down into Banana, but hasn't been able to find the kill. And it will be a slower start here for Team Liquid, just holding down that Banana, figuring out how to get the apartments control, and they've got that as well. I think this round's just about limiting casualties for Team Liquid, right? You just want to keep building that money up. If you let it slope against some of these pistols, you're going to be in a real rough spot. The utility starts coming over the top. Not towards long brackets. Utility now dumping its way into the A side. They're going to walk into a bit of a stack here on the A side, so it could work out for something. But acoR is the only player that's been able to get anything from Mouse. And Frozen is now left alone. Team Liquid just charged right through it. Grim getting a 2K. Now for the other. And Frozen holding on. Goes down to Elige. So Team Liquid, they win the round. Elige looks kind of stressed right now, to be honest. And for good reason. They're still behind, still a long way back into this game, and they know they're going up against the gun rounds here. They lose this map, they're out of Cologne, and that's not a result Team Liquid can really afford to get again, because they've had a bit of a tough draw. You know, they went out in America, they went out in these RMRs, but when you come over to Europe, Team Liquid have not really performed this year in 2021.
Oh, that last round was like a hot knife through butter. This one should have some more resistance to it. Mouse have the buy at the ready. Frozen looked fairly frustrated at the end of that last round, hoping he can get his head in the game. It's been a bit of an unfortunate game for him with a lot of those T-side fights on Banana being difficult. Stewie is looking very vocal right now, and Fallen is taking note of that.
And you know, Stewie often hypes up the team. And let's see if he can get anything. Frozen, this is much better, much cleaner on the initial kill, but then Elige strikes back, and that's a quick reply, but look at that from acoR. Peek out finds Grim. The utility makes it difficult for Team Liquid to really follow up upon that. So they're forced back into Banana, and they've got to figure out what options are available to them, and there aren't too many options right now. They don't have the A control, they don't have a lurker out into the apartments. In fact, they don't have any control other than Banana right now, so Liquid are going to have to stick around here.
They may just commit to this. Elige is lining up the CT smoke, Fallen lining up a smoke of his own, but they only have one flash to get acoR off this angle.
Oh, they got to deal with the AWP, but the smoke is going to force it back. That's enough. He's going to throw down a smoke of his own, and now Dexter from first oranges, first kill in for the in-game leader, and he wants a little bit more, and he's got it. acoR's helped him out. Great hold from mousesports, and Team Liquid, when they go up against the gun round, they only managed one kill.
Lovely shot from Frozen early to help Mouse get into that position where they had the man advantage. He was traded, but he helped put them up into the 4v3, which put Liquid in a position where they just felt suffocated. They felt like they needed to burst out onto the B site. And Mouse were in a really good position to deny them. Even though acoR got smoked off, the rifles on the site step up. acoR flashed off mid early in this one. It's the full AKs for Team Liquid, and some good nade damage onto Elige. Down to half health. Stewie takes a tickle from the molly on Banana, but he'll get back safely. And acoR himself goes to a safer spot on long.
Much more comfortable playing from this spot. Dexter. I feel like I always see him inside of these smokes. He's really trying to make those work. Frozen along with him is about to throw a smoke down into Banana if he is to spot any presence. You don't want to just throw that utility away. You want to make sure you're using it in the right situation, and with that flash, it should begin to come through, but now Dexter's got to really step up because Fallen's about to swing into him, and both kills on the B-bomb site come in quickly for Team Liquid, and look at this speedy rotation coming through the speedway.
They have to get a kill here. They have to spam this smoke, otherwise the round is over. And you see, as soon as BMAS doesn't get that kill, they know it's done. Partly because Naf got the kill onto ropz over on the A side of the map. So now they're completely locked in.
Yeah, now they know they can't even go back to that pit, which is often the safe position, right? You've still got to worry about the site itself. They're being sandwiched, and Team Liquid are wanting to take the weapons away from them. Fallen and Stewie are going down the speedway. This time a little slower. Shift walking their way through, one in the element of surprise, and acoR has been spotted. The headshot comes in. It's Fallen that's found it, and the AWP now left alone in the library, trying to fight every angle. He's being pushed in from behind, and Nap eventually gets it. Stewie's annoyed. His knife kill's been stolen away, but nonetheless, it is a round for Liquid.
I'm sure Stewie will let it be okay in the end, because they have put mousesports down to this position where it will be a save for them. And now Liquid are really getting themselves back into this game.
And it feels like a lot of them are confident still, right? In terms of looking good and Stewie having a little bit of fun, going for those knife kills. It definitely feels like they're in the game individually. It's just the score that needs to get a little stronger right now for Liquid, and they're getting that. They're getting the rounds, and this should be double figures.
BMAS getting some style points there for twirling his Deagle. Desert Eagle Blaze too, so extra style points.
You know, the best thing about the Deagle is when you can do that rare animation and then immediately hit the headshot right after it.
That's what BMAS is going for, I think.
Let's like spin it up, get it rolling, get the headshots in. It's Stewie 2K. He's just poking and prodding, trying to get some info out towards this B-bomb site. You don't want to be walking into this if there's a stack. So Stewie's going to try and figure out what is going on. What information can be gleaned from this walk up, and Stewie is the man to try and figure that out. He's looking over. Oh, the fountain keeping the player alive for the meantime. This setup could be a little bit deadly as Stewie's caught by Dexter, and oh no. At least it is just Stewie. Grim has been able to take the follow-up kill. They're aware there's more inside of the site, but they need the kills, and they do come in, and ropz is now alone. 1v4 coming back in from the speedway, all the way back into spawn. Hide back, bomb starting to get planted, and ropz is just going to chill back and spawn himself, and that is going to be a 10th round for Team Liquid. They are just 2 rounds away from tying up the scoreline now, Hawkits. They've had to dig deep, but they're doing very well.
I do love this position from ropz. If you're playing in matchmaking, definitely try that one out. A lot of times people will overlook this position if they're exiting through CT. Problem here is there's no reason for Liquid to exit through CT. They'll all go back to Banana, and ropz won't get anything.
that's going to be a 10th round for Liquid. And we're looking good now for a great game to close out this best of 3. It's elimination for both teams on the line, so you do want to get as great of a game as possible out of it if it is to be the last time we see one of these sides play at the first slam back. And for mousesports, their investment is looking pretty good now. They've got acoR on the AWP. And Team Liquid, you know, if they take down mousesports, they're looking for revenge for their North American brethren, right? The fallen Bad News Bears. Team Liquid looking to carry the flag all the way through to the playoff, and let's see if they can do it.
acoR playing on the B side of the map this time, but there's a lot of early utility which will deny these fights on Banana both ways. acoR was actually just setting up the flash for his teammate. It's Frozen who's going for the aggro fight on Banana, but he's not ready for Stewie. Close range kill from the AK, and now Dexter's trapped at sandbags. Nice shot from acoR, but Dexter has to try and fight his way out of this, and finally Fallen puts him to bed.
And a 3v3, acoR still sticking around, but finally the flashbang is going to put him into the site. acoR's had to fall off, and this does give a lot of control for Liquid. They're going to throw a smoke. Didn't land. It didn't land towards CT. Oh, it did. Okay, we're going for a different setup this time. The wall is smoked up onto the stairs. They're going to try and go forward through it. And acoR has been forced back eventually. Liquid going for a wall of smokes to try and neutralize the AWP's impact. And they're going to jump right into him. Because of that, Fallen's going to go down. You don't test acoR too much. That's the bomb down on top of the coffin. Alicia's got to go around the other side just to pick it up. Luckily, he gets away with it, and the bomb will go down, but Alicia and Naf, we've seen this dual clutch before. Now they've got to do it again.
No nades for them. Elise trying to find angles, but it's so hard to play this position.
And now he's looking for the fights. He looks down into Banana. First reveals himself. It's BMAS. And Elise gets around the corner quickly. Still alive for this one. And Naf as well is in towards New Box. Elise has spotted the head of acoR, and that might just be enough because now he drops back into a strong post plant, and ropz is nowhere near the site. It's going to be Team Liquid, who are up to 11. There's 12-11 scoreline now. We're really getting a game here out of Team Liquid. They're pulling it all the way back. And right now, I'd say they're in the driver's seat.
Alicia's positioning is so good. That is such a hard spot to be in. People hate playing that spot because you're so exposed from different angles. You feel like you just have to let the CTs come to you. And it's almost a shame sometimes that we don't get to see Alicia in these post-plant positions more, because the fact that he's able to get away with that kill on Banana and get away into the Banana position itself completely turns the dynamic of the round into Team Liquid's favor. It's another brilliant play with the positioning from Alicia, and now there's just one round in this game. Liquid's T side looking real good right now.
Fallen. He's going to be looking for the openings for some mid-aggression from mousesports. What they have done is sent BMAS up into Boiler, and acoR is pretty close by to him. Alicia at the front of the pack. Throw his smoke off. In towards long. That does put pressure on ropz. He's the only rifle, and he knows he has to be the player that delivers something here. So he's going to play on the opposite end of it. He can't really afford to be hidden away, kept behind utility. This angle might work out. Alicia about to peek into him, and ropz is going to spot him, but Alicia comes out on top. Fallen trades his teammate out. We've got a 4v3, a man advantage for Liquid. With this pistol at BMAS, this could be a problem. Could not get away with the body shots. That is going to allow Team Liquid a free A bomb site.
ropz has slowed down quite significantly here. He's been on 19 kills for a while. I think part of it is this B site has been lost a lot. ropz has been playing on A, but still just hasn't had the sort of impact Mouse would want him to have here on this CT side. Only winning 2 rounds so far. Huge credit to Liquid for bringing it back to this position, because the start of the game looked so bad for them. They've done really well to dig deep to get to this position. There is still more work to do, but they have more money. They are the ones that can continue to reset this mouse economy. All tied up here in this all-important elimination match.
mousesports saved this round for money. They wanted to get the full buy coming into this one. acoR is going to be able to get that AWP out. And what's surprising to me, this is the first timeout being used by mousesports.
It's taken a while for it to come through. Frozen has been trying some aggressive fights on Banana that haven't been working. if they go for that aggression in the future, they may try and send more players there to back him up, to make sure they can trade if needed. For Liquid, in this timeout, do you try and come up with something new, or do you just stick to what you've been doing? It's a tough question, but I think so far the standard plays have been working. The B site's been pretty successful. I don't think they need to.
I think you know, Liquid are in the driver's seat right now. I think there's absolutely no reason as to why you would change it up, right? You got to see if mousesports have adapted. You got to see if they're the ones that come up with a solution. If they have, fair enough, then you can change it up. But what Team Liquid are doing right now is working, and it's working really well. Dexter's gone in towards Banana early. He's going to throw some utility. It's going to be backed up by Frozen's. And Team Liquid prevented from taking Banana control early into round 25. They'll have to slow this one down, and Mouse are using a lot of early utility here.
Flash over the top, blinds Frozen. He's been forced away by the molly. Decent nade damage done onto Stewie. The Liquid would trade that for Banana control all day. acoR is continuing to hang around, but Mouse have given up on Banana, and they're even rotating 2 of those B players over to A.
Yeah, they're getting the right read, at least from looking at the minimap. Team Liquid have dropped those players back over towards A. That doesn't mean they're going to go there necessarily, because we still have a minute left. And also, we have a couple of players still in mid that could easily drop back. But it looks like they do want to go for this A hit. Currently 4 players over at this side of the map right now. For Mouse, and ropz is going to get the lineup. Sick double kill from him, but Grim and Stewie finding kills, and another one from Stewie. Finally taken out by Dexter, and it's not enough. Just a leash. Replying with the headshot.
It's above you, mate.
To acoR. They've got to find the bomb right above their heads. But in the meantime, it's acoR trying to figure out how is he going to win this round. Bomb has not been planted yet. And the AWP going through a long smoke, that's not doable.
The smoke will fade, but acoR hasn't hung around. Another smoke deployed into long, and acoR realizes the round is done. Oh, it was so good initially for mousesports once ropz gets those 2 early kills. Alicia's flash was great, though. It blinded that pit player. It went just far enough that the player holding the pit angle into the apartments gets blinded. So it's not that deadly crossfire that it could have been, where ropz could have just been waiting on balcony the entire time while his teammate in pit was fighting. Now, unfortunately, Dexter on the site gets 1, but then gets double peeked. Liquid do a really good job at overcoming the stack there, and even when mousesports get the right read, get the right stack, they still can't win the round. And that pit player would, you just got to get 1 kill from pit there. Just the 1, because ropz does so good early.
Yeah, this is sick. Just the idea behind the play there from ropz, he wanted to get the initial kill, but what's so difficult to do is accept that that kill's gone, right? To reset and focus on the other 2 coming out of the apartments. ropz does very well to get those, but yeah, you have the 1v1 fight in the pit. You need to get that. With a Team Liquid, they'll be loving life right now. 3 away from victory. A 10-5 half for mousesports, remember?
Oh, a lot of nades chucked into top Banana, not doing as much damage as they might have wanted on the Liquid side. Mostly the pistols, though, and Dexter getting mollied out of position. Oh. Nice shot from acoR, though. Maybe that could be the opening to the round that Mouse needed. It's a bad buy, but a man advantage will be a welcome sight.
And we've seen these from mousesports work out in this series before, right? We've seen Liquid lose against these kind of buys a couple of times. That wasn't the first map, but we know Mouse are capable of pulling them off, and look at bmass's timing. Oh, he's going to find a leash. The headshot comes in, and bmass gets away.
Liquid grouping back up to Banana. 3v5 to turn around. It is just the 2 pistol players here, though. Dexter with a CZ, Frozen with a P250. If the execute comes in, they've got a pretty good chance here.
Smokes down onto the stairway and in towards Coffin and CT right now. Full execute for Team Liquid. Rotations come over of that 4th player, that's bmass on CT, but Dexter's in first oranges. With the CZ, he's got to be able to deliver. He hears the tap on the bomb and the kill through the smoke, not onto the bomb planter, but onto Naf. So it's a trade out, 1 for 1, but the chaos inside of the smoke just allows Dexter the kill on the Fallen. Absolutely incredible round for mousesports. They win it on the lower weapons, and Team Liquid will be kicking themselves about losing this one.
They go for that front site smoke, that lurk smoke in front of the site, but if anything, it helps Dexter just sit there with the CZ and make a bit more chaos off the back of that smoke. Such a frustrating round for Liquid. Especially because, like you said, it's not even Naf that's being aimed at, really. Dexter's just trying to deny the bomb plant, but Naf just so happened to be in that position where those stray bullets land on towards him. It is a unfortunate round for Liquid to lose, but it's not a gun round they lost against. It's a round where mouse took a couple of risks. acoR got that early pick. BMAS got that other kill. You wouldn't expect those sorts of things to always happen once we get back to these gun rounds.
That's exactly right. It's not sustainable, it's not replicable, but it is an opportunity for mousesports to get back to winning ways, to taste victory once again, and now try and turn that into a couple of round wins that are much needed at this point. Those kind of rounds can really make a difference when we're late in the game. When they're so close, there's only a few rounds left, those all matter. And now Team Liquid, they've got AKs, but they've got to answer back. They've got to be able to take down this purchase of mousesports. Dexter again, early banana control. He's been forced further and further back, but this time they're not giving up. They usually drop back after that, but they're going to stick around.
Push into top mid. BMAS falls back, but they're rushing up short straight to the open bomb site.
This is so quick right now from Team Liquid. acoR's up at the apartments. He's got to get the kill, but he's missed the shot. That's a free shot onto Stewie. Luckily, he gets away with a second chance. And Naf has got one, but look at this. ropz inside of the smoke. Often the nuisance. Often the thorn in their side. And Liquid, they've got the bomb down.
But they're all
ropz
stuck
isn't
on the
going anywhere. They're stuck in the site and they have to go across. And ropz has got to get the headshot. Naf has gone down, crossing back over. And Liquid are down to 2 players. Fallen and Grim in the crossfire. Fallen has got into the pit. And this is such an important position. He's got to be able to deliver kills. He's got one. A second, this time from Grim, who's now alone inside of the site. Out to the Glock for the 1v1. Frozen tries to get towards him, and Grim has got to make it happen. He's just staying alive, and the Glock comes out. How has he done it on the Glock of all weapons? That's a huge round for Liquid, and it's their youngest member that's got them.
Grim with the Glock. How does he get away with it? The AK kills initially. It's a Glock in a 1v1, and he finds the headshot. Liquid go for the throat with the short play, but they can't get into good post-plant positions. Mouse are all over the site, and yet still Grim with the spray transfer initially. Oh, no helmet for Frozen is so brutal. It means the Glock has a much better chance.
He hits the headshot as well.
It's just a one-tap, isn't it?
Oh, that's insane from Grim. And that you need a timeout after that, because that is just such a hype and decisive moment. It's going to get the emotions firing all over the place for Liquid. And you got to use this last one. And the buy is coming up for mousesports again, right? So they can win this round. They can tie it up again. 14-14 is a real possibility. At this point, overtime's a real possibility still. And Liquid, if it does go to OT, won't have any timeouts.
It is such a shame that we're going to be losing one of these teams here today. It has been an absolutely excellent best of 3 between these two. It's been so fun to watch, but one of them has to leave us. Whoever makes it through will have to say that they earned it. And ropz gets aggressive down mid, taking some initiative early in the round.
Great stuff from ropz. That's what really can change the tide in these kind of rounds, these important rounds. Players that are willing to take risks. So often our CT sitting back in these moments, not wanting to make the mistake, but ropz realizes we've got to go and assert ourselves in this kind of round. He's got that opening.
Banana control taken back by Liquid though, and they still have good utility on their side. Mouse can't really say the same. They don't have too many nades left to deny the push. Most importantly, no flashes. So if they get close to the site, you can't set up a flash peek. You've got to just rely on the crossfire. I'm not sure this setup's too good for Mouse right now. If the B play were to come through, the Liquid are keeping it slow.
I think you would have to rely on Dexter to throw down that smoke and create that corridor at the back of the site to try and stay alive and allow the rotation of BMAS to come over it. And Dexter's going to throw the smoke onto the Molotov and just try and stay alive. Try and be a nuisance. He's got one as well. And now Frozen revealed an opportunity. It's a kill onto Naf. This is looking so good right now for Mouse. Finally, Grim and Fallen get the kills back, but they're still down a player into the retake. And immediately, Mouse have got players over here spamming through the coffins, trying to take down Fallen. But once again, it is this duo in the retake, trying to hold the post plant. Grim was the hero in the last round. Fallen on top of the coffin. mousesports taking their time. They know they can lose these rounds, and they go together. They buddy up. ropz and BMAS going through the ruins, but it's Grim again with an important kill. And now it is all under Fallen. The veteran of the side. Can he get it done? He's looking for CT, first headshots in, and now Bimas comes over the top, and it's 14-14. We're all tied up here yet again, and it's mousesports that keep on going.
Such fast kills from all those players at the end there. Fallen did well to get that first headshot so quickly, but Bimas did even better to adjust to that, hit the headshot of his own. It was an awkward retake for Mouse because they only had the one smoke, and Bimas had it from this position, so he couldn't smoke Banana. That had to be a position they were concerned about, but they just commit, and now 14-14. Mouse don't have much money, though, because they only had one survivor. There's an auto shotty and an MP9 in this all-important round.
Oh, it's not what you want to be bringing into the server, but it is in the hands of ropz, and he's been willing to take these risks. He did it in the previous round. He gave them the advantage to play off. He's going to play close in the apartments. If there is a position to put this XM, it is in these apartments. Stewie has gone up into the bedroom. They're waiting for that aggression.
ropz won't go any further, though. Liquid continue to spam the apartments, but it's only Frozen who's taken early damage. He's alone on B with the MP9. This is a bold call from mousesports to leave him solo on the site. And eventually they realize he may require backup. acoR's rotating over to B. Liquid using a good bit of utility early here, but not gaining much ground. Finally, they'll start to take back Banana. Bomb's far behind, though,
Yeah,
so it should be a slow round.
Mouse have just thrown another smoke towards top Banana there. And there we go, that's the fight into the apartments. ropz will eventually be found by Naf. He's often a patient player, and he gets his reward. Mouse now with two players over on this B-bomb site. It's got to be Frozen, it's got to be acoR. They've got to deliver something. Incendiary down to buy some time. Rotation coming over from Dexter. Stewie 2K looking to entry. acoR has been unable to line it up, but eventually will land the leg shot. But in the time being, it's Stewie 2K tearing them a hole. And now it's the bomb plant starting to come through. acoR looks to deny, but couldn't line up the shot. And now with the time ticking, Team Liquid have a 2v4 post plant. And mousesports have got to think about this. Do they even want to go for the retake? Do they want to throw away this AWP and M4? If they do, it's likely defeat. And they might not even get the option to save because Naf is coming in behind. Oh, this is a nightmare for Mouse. Naf is creeping up in behind him. He's about to take down the AWP. And in doing so, will take down their chances of competing into the next round. This is a must-win, and Naf goes around the backside. He finds one. acoR and Bim has found a couple, but Stewie has found the last. What a round from Stewie 2K. Leading by example, getting those entries, and it's now match point for Team Liquid. For mousesports, it's elimination point.
Stewie speeding onto the B-bomb site, gets the kills they needed, gets Liquid 15. What a comeback this has been for them. That first kill through the box is brilliant. Frozen's been having a tough time on that B site. Another round where he's put in a really hard position with just a great shot landing from Stewie. And Mouse take their second time out. But what can you even come up with here? These are not the rounds you practice for. You assume you're going to have the chance to do it in the gun rounds. They had their chance to do it in the gun rounds. They haven't taken them. And now they have to find some sort of solution. And Liquid will be aware of the potential aggression. You have to assume Liquid will be using early nades, will be denying those early plays. It's hard to find a way in for Mouse here, but they have to find a way in to keep themselves in the tournament. Here we go, round 30. Liquid have dug deep to get to this point. They only need one more to go ahead and get the win in this best of 3.
Everything is on the line. mousesports come in through with a weak purchase. Deagles for mass, MP9s. It's all they have left to try and defend. With how Stewie was entering in the last round, I don't even think that's going to be enough, but we've got to see them dig deep. Stewie goes again over the top of Banana. Flash goes in from Grim. It's a slower start. They're baiting out that utility. Mouse don't have a whole lot of it.
Smoke up onto long, but ropz is ahead of it.
Going to be holding. They start to come out through top middle. ropz is going to be the player tested, and two. Stewie has gone around. Finally, they spot him. ropz is going to get one. Bimas as well. How have they not got those kills? Team Liquid have started to crumble. mousesports looking to send us to overtime. Grim, Naf are the last two remaining plays for Liquid. An absolute fumble in towards top middle. Stewie should have got those entries, and now things are falling apart. Not a single kill for Team Liquid. And Naf is trying his best. The 1v5 is needed. He's found 2 already. And Naf has a real chance now. 1 versus 3 up against some weaker weapons. He can definitely do this. He's found the 2 already. Issue is he's down to 16. And mousesports, they have to make sure they play this one disciplined. You cannot give him chances, and he just about doesn't spot ropz. He's low on HP and now gets closer. Naf has tapped the bomb to try and pull them into the open. He wants another 1v1. They're not giving him the chances, though. And Naf is going to put that bomb down, but in behind him, it's a double stack through the apartments. The double wrap out of the balcony. And Naf currently exposed to the angle. If he goes a little further, he's about to walk into them. Frozen has done it. We're going to overtime. None of these teams wanting to give up. We've got to take a short break. We've got to come back. And Liquid, they've crumbled it away in the final round. mousesports stay alive.
Excellent throughout their T half. Elige getting into Boiler. They begin to pressure top mid early, but generally, if our rounds on Inferno so far have been fairly slow, it looks like Liquid will continue that into OT.
Slow start for Team Liquid, but the bracket take comes in. This was how they lost the previous round because ropz was playing a little more aggressive, but this time a passive setup as Mouse have the rifles out again. They're not having to play with pots and pans.
Wow. They've used so many nades into A. They only have 1 smoke and 1 flash left for this B take.
This has to be perfect. They've got to get that smoke down for CT, and the flash has to unveil some entries. The beast that has been entering has been Stewie, but it's going to be Grim this time. Smokes have gone down here for Mouse to slow down the play. Smoke has come in. That's the only one used up now. They've really got to go.
Oh no.
Team Liquid, they've gone through the timing with the utility, but Grim has not got a kill. And Naf and Stewie need to step up, and they've done exactly that. But it's Frozen, and he has struggled, and now he needs to deliver a huge round from the back of the new box. The Elige, while blinded, comes in with a frag, and now it's acoR and BMAS looking to pull off a 2 versus 3. The bomb's being planted, and acoR is creeping closer and closer into the ruins. Team Liquid have not taken that control, and BMAS is so far removed. Eventually will arrive to the party, but this is still going to be very difficult, especially with the time now wasted as well. They've really got to go and get this one going quite quickly. They've only got 2 flashes to do it, and they've got to deal with Banana. You usually want to smoke to cover off that position, and the position of Elige is so damn strong for the kill. Now acoR is committed into the site with no real options, no real chances, really. And the post plants of Naf is just so strong and fallen in towards CT as well. It's going to be an easy kill for them. 16-15, Team Liquid with the first round of overtime.
You have to go for it here in overtime. With so much money, there's no real reason, there's no real need to save. But I think you could see Mouse themselves didn't even really believe it was possible as they were going for the retake there in the 2v3. Like you said, if you're going for it, you've got to go with those flashes, you've got to go sooner into the site. These were those early kills, though. Dexter was just waiting with the molly in hand. He assumed there was no way that they'd just walk through that smoke, but it's because they didn't have any nades that they just had to walk through the smoke. A couple of the B players getting caught out. Frozen, unfortunately, unable to step up, and acoR goes all the way in. He spots the man, but he gets baited in too far. ropz is able to trade it, though. Back to a 4v4.
Good start to the round from both sides. Elige often getting traded out after 1. You can see that in his kill count, 23-22. Every kill gets traded out, essentially. Stewie's similar. He's hitting some nutty entries towards the end of regulation. We'll need more of that coming into overtime here, Liquid. They can really make the difference. They're going to be walking their way back over to the A side of the map this time, Liquid. 2 players here right now. It's ropz and BMAS.
Frozen's just been flashed into Banana, though. They know Banana's clear, but they've still got to be ready to lock down this A-bomb site.
ropz is throwing utility ready. Smokes have come up. ropz is repositioned into the close box in the site. Will they check him? ropz goes down without a fight. Now bmas with a lot of pressure to do, but he's jumped down into the fire and luckily had a smoke available. But Naf knows that he's in there and goes over the top, and bmas makes sure that it's quick work for him. He's still alive, and Mouse have a chance now for the retake. Molotov into Fallen, that's going to heat things up, and he's forced back. In fact, Grimburn's alive, and Fallen forced into an unfavorable position. It's all under Stewie 2K. Smoke is up in the apartments. They're aware of his position. He's got to get the kill, and bmas, what a round. What a round from bmas. That's exactly what he needed to do. Just staying alive, getting that kill on Naf, and then closing it out through the smoke on the Stewie.
Brilliant work there from bmas just to stay alive. It gives them that extra angle they have to deal with. Liquid can't get into the strong post-plant positions themselves because ideally you want your players in pit to be able to start those crossfires, to be able to establish those trade kills. But having nades left, while you also have a CT alive in the pit, means you can use your utility onto the site. You know the players have to be there. That's exactly what happens. And Frozen's just going for it down mid.
Oh, this is real quick, real confident. He's come out with one. Luckily, Elise just traded out. acoR makes sure that that happens. And that's actually given mousesports the man advantage. The wild play at the start, who would have known?
Mouse decide to adjust their setup slightly. Though bmas has now come back to B. He's staying in a position where he can rotate between the sites quite quickly. In fact, bmas had a flash in hand previously to maybe help Dexter.
Ooh.
He now just has his gun out, and they are looking pretty well prepared right now on this B site. Molly used early, bmas also in position with more nades to counter this hold.
bmas is going to go forward. In fact, he's going to try and change up his position so that he can work with Dexter, but maybe too much repositioning. He needs to focus on the fight, and luckily Dexter's got away with one. But again, these trade kills from Team Liquid are so quick. They don't let mousesports hold the advantage for long, and the bomb goes down into the post plant. Oh, ropz, he's about to be spotted. And in fact, he comes out on top of the duel and has put Naf now in the 1 versus 2. He's repositioned towards the back of the bomb site. He'll be playing from dark for the post plant. And Mouse are going to take their time, starting to limit the positions with the utility they've still got left. They know he's not playing new box. Naf has got an incendiary for that post plant, but he needs to stay alive a bit longer, and ropz has come in. Instant kill onto Naf. And it's mousesports into the lead. ropz making the difference. That those 2 final kills are really impressive.
2 big frags on the rotate over. Give Mouse the lead at the half. Liquid still have a chance here, but it was their CT side they struggled on in regulation.
Oh.
This was that initial setup. They were allowing acoR to go aggressive because ropz was holding. And then because he mollied triple box, he knew it was likely that last man was in dark. So well played by Mouse on the retake. Now we get to go back to their T side, where they were finding so much success on that B site in regulation. Let's see if it's the same here in OT.
Just never much fun when we go OT, and Fallen just going to look in to middle. AWP trying to find it, but right now Team Liquid, an interesting setup in Boiler. They've got a double stack over there. Some nades going in. They're expecting some early apartments control from mousesports, but that's not the case at all.
Stewie holding with this AWP, which had some impact when he was playing with this secondary AWP in regulation. He is currently alone on B, so he can't afford to go down early. You see now Naf begins to rotate back, but Stewie about to fight, and he takes damage.
Yeah, stays alive though. That's the biggest factor. That if he had gone down, probably would have been a quick execute from mousesports. Probably would have went off of that. But with Stewie staying alive, they know they've still got to deal with an AWPer inside of the site. And Stewie is just as impactful on 19 HP as he is on 100, as long as utility doesn't dump him down. Naf has come over to help him out though. He's still got utility. His Batman belt is full. Incendiaries and flashes. He's going to try and use them.
Mouse just smoked long, and Liquid have no one watching that, so they may still be scared of this A site. The rotate could be very long between the sites here.
Man, Frozen's going to try and charge up Stewie. We've seen him in this position before. We've seen him do unthinkable things from this spot with an AWP. And once again, They're starting to come in. mousesports looking to build this round, and Stewie, he's got one. Naf has come in through the smoke as well. ropz is down. Naf spraying away, doesn't get his follow-up kill, and Frozen has traded it out. They've taken the B-bomb site, and the plant has come in.
And Fallen arrived with the flashes too late, but he arrives with the AWP in time for the first kill. And now there's 2 Mouse players to deal with.
Oh, Dexter at coffins. He's really trying to find the angle to fight here. He knows the pressure's on him. His teammate's down on 1 HP. Frozen with a single health point. Dexter looking to peek out. He's now alone in the 1v3. He's found one already, but now they know exactly where he is, and they swing right into him. Fallen with the kill. 17-17. We tie up again here. Neither side wants to exit this competition, and they're hanging on for grim death.
Because Liquid didn't have that quick rotation, Fallen's flashes couldn't have impact. That could have been a massive deal if he was on long already. But instead, he rotates over, and by the time he gets there, the smoke has faded. So he's actually able to get that initial kill. The B players do delay for long enough. And something you pointed out, Dinko, is that Liquid have no timeouts, while Mouse still have some left. So it's Mouse who take the pause, but this also gives Liquid some time of their own to talk things through.
And that's a positive for Liquid, right? It's finally, we don't have any timeouts, but as long as Mouse are calling them, we can just sit back and chill. And that does allow Adren to have a bit of an input. Now, you know, one of the reasons they brought Adren back in instead of having Moses as the coach is because they want someone that's able to give them ideas and give them solutions to problems inside of the game. And we're going to see if Adren can do that. Right now, Liquid on the CT side, they're looking to grab map point. Mouse on the T side, 1 round away from a series point. This is right down to the wire. See what Mouse decide to do in this one. Some early utility down banana for Team Liquid. acoR posted up immediately on top of the logs, looking for this opening pick.
2 AWPs here on B early. That's about to change, as Fallen was just there to help with some utility. So he'll go back to A. Very early banana control for Mouse, though. They've got that molly into sandbags. They completely cleared it out. It's that man Frozen, who's been taking a lot of damage early in banana in some of these rounds. But this time, doesn't get hit by any nades. Nice bit of control for Mouse early. Opens up their options. And Team Liquid are playing a very passive setup in this round. Really just sitting back all across the map. They have no info right now.
And Mouse can just play their own game because of that, right? Go wherever you want right now. Don't really have too much resistance in terms of being poked and prod and losing a play. You can just set up and go for this 5-man execute if you want. Leave ropz lurking. Standard round for mousesports, but even ropz is going to come and join the party on B. Naf, usually the party pooper. We'll see if he can get anything done here. Flash goes on out. Stewie, again from this position at the back of the pillar. AWP scoped in. The first kill's there as well. Frozen taken down. The rest of the attack starts to come in, and Stewie's looking for another one. He's still got Naf, who's unneeded right now, and the flash is out from Fallen. They've arrived with a rotation, and this is not looking good for mousesports. They're losing players. Naf is still in the corner. He's got the lineup. Just one for him. Elise has come in with a double kill, and Team Liquid reach series point, and they're just 1 round away from eliminating mousesports from IEM Cologne.
And the main difference in that round is the fact that Fallen's playing on long initially. His rotate is faster. He has that flash, which makes such a massive difference. You saw it at the end there. Stewie can just sit behind the pillar. Flash comes above him. He's never getting blinded by it. And because Mouse are looking at the site, they get full flash. 2 of them blind. Easy kill for Stewie. And then because they can't kill Stewie on the site, Elise can push out through CT, take the final 2 kills, and take Liquid up to map and series point.
Well, here we go. It's do or die time for mousesports now. If they lose this, we're going to double... Well, we're ending this. If they win this, we're going to double OT. They lose this, they're out of Cologne. A lot on the line. Some of these young players. Dexter's first outing at a top-tier $1 million event as an in-game leader on this mousesports side. Utility being deployed. Team Liquid to slow down the T's, but mousesports clearing out the brackets, the cubby, and they've taken this top mid control. The bomb is still back at T star, so it is going to be a slower round for mousesports. They want to get control.
They are taking map control much quicker than in some of their previous rounds.
And they're not even going banana. They're just going to leave the full attack into A.
And there's a
look at
four-man
this.
stack.
Yeah, it's huge from Team Liquid. They've got 4 players over here right now and Fallen. He will be smoked off, but he just goes right through the smoke. He's confident because he had Naf in front of Archway. This could get real nasty real quick. Naf is holding. There's one. Dex has been taken down early. Team Liquid have the man advantage. Grim inside of pit. Elige on default. Fallen has been traded out, but Elige strikes out. He's not even a single kill for him. Instead, it's Grim in pit who has done a lot of work, and Naf now getting involved as well. A 2v2 right down to the wire, and the kills come in. It's just Stewie 2K left, and he's coming through Archway. Bomb plant comes in for mousesports, and they've got to hold it. Stewie's going to start coming through, but that smoke up. Oh, that is huge. That's going to make things so difficult for Stewie. He's going to fake out the weapon drop into the smoke. To the AK he goes and wraps around to short. acoR is currently posed, but eventually they hear the footsteps. Stewie's got to do this. It's not the best case scenario, but we're going to double overtime. mousesports have pulled it back.
We're still going here, and we're going straight into it. No time to waste as we're ready to get into our second overtime. You could see the reaction from Grim there. He was so disappointed that he couldn't get that kill. He knew the round lay in his hands. The game, the series could have laid in his hands. If he could have got that one kill, Stewie would have had a real chance. But the 1v2, so hard to do when you're nowhere near the bomb site. And it looked so good for Liquid. They had the stack, they had the ability to lock it down, but Mouse hit some fantastic shots with some good flashes. And now Fallen looking for the fight, but he misses his opportunity.
And Fallen unable to get it done again, and there's a chance for Liquid now gone. But at least it is the 5v5. They didn't lose Fallen, so we can still have impact in the round. mousesports a little slower this time. In the last round, they took immediate control of top middle, but this time they're slowing it down and they're going up banana. Leading the charge is Frozen, and behind him acoR and Dexter. The pack begin to move through. Utility at the ready. No resistance from Team Liquid. In fact, they're playing from the site. They're leaving ropz over on this A side of the map.
Naf with the molly at the ready. Not getting baited by that single smoke, though. That means even more time gets bought, and Liquid have so many nades remaining. They have 4 mollies right now, with just 44 seconds left on the clock. That could slow this round down, and that alone could win them it if they can time these nades right.
Well, Stewie is at the ready with his incendiary. Naf in behind him. There goes the Molotov. Here with the Itchy in after it now. They go straight through it. Smoke down. Kill in for Naf. Stewie's been traded out quickly, and they know Naf was at the back of the site. They know he was in new box. They're throwing a Molotov down to try and force him out, and it will force him out, but he gets to cover quickly. That means he can still strike, but ropz is in with a quick headshot. And a man advantage now for mousesports. Fallen trying to deny the plant, but through the smoke, Bimas finds him. And Grim and Elige trying to pull off the round here for Liquid. Elige has found one. He now relies on Grim to get closer to the bomb site himself. Elige will throw the incendiary forward to try and force Dexter out of position. He's going to peek down into CT. He wins the fight against Elige. That's all on Grim. 1 kill quickly. He needs another one here quickly onto Dexter. He's done a lot of damage, but not giving him the fight. Dexter stays alive. He still has to deal with banana, and that's acoR peeking out. What a god. Dexter just not peeking. Master of the patience.
Grim and Elige gave that a real good go, though, after they lose that B site so early on and so badly on the initial trades. The nades were used really well to try and force the fights. If Elige just wins that fight against Dexter, the round would have really been on. And Grim still had a chance if he could have just got that one more shot to land. It wasn't meant to be, though. mousesports able to take it. Team Liquid still having a lot of rounds ending on this B bomb site, still not able to put up enough of a hold. Here goes Elige, though aggressive. This timing is great for him. He gets the kill, and he's going to get away safely.
Getting out of dodge keeps the man advantage in play. Team Liquid, they need everything they can get now. They've lost this first round of overtime. acoR is going to start creeping his way closer to top middle. He's getting a smoke at the ready, and Elige alongside Fallen are going to hold this crossfire into top mid. Mouse don't have to go A, though. They could still go back into B, and that looks like what they want to do. Naf and Stewie over here, though. Stewie's peeking for this first pick. They need to flash him off the angle if they want to be able to take this without losing a player, and they've done that very well. In fact, they've done it so well, they've got the kill.
That puts the smoke down, but he has to hold, he has to slow them down, and it looks like he's done enough for now. The rotate will arrive, and Fallen has a full set of nades to help out. mousesports haven't committed yet, though. They still have ropz on the other side of the map. We've got some apartments aggression right now. ropz needs to be ready.
Oh, ropz has got both! Huge plays from ropz. He's going to take down Elise and Grim, and that completely opens up the A site. Mouse run on in. There's no one even there, and Fallen goes down in Banana. It's just Naf, and they're getting cleaned up. mousesports with a sick round, and again, it is ropz just doing unspeakable things. 33 kills. This guy just can't be stopped.
Liquid probably knew there was a decent chance ropz was there, but they just wanted to get that one kill, to flush him out of that position. And the push ends up being in a way where they line up. They both look the other direction, and ropz just takes 2 headshots, which win his team the round. 2018, a chance for a clean sweep here for mousesports on their T side in this second overtime. You can see at the top of your screen, first to 22 would get the win. So if Mouse could get one more T round, they would be so close to victory.
They would confirm themselves at least overtime number 3. Team Liquid would have to be flawless to pull it back in the second half. Frozen dishing out some damage. He's received some damage as well. He's down to 45.
And it's one of these rounds where Liquid use a lot of nades on Banana early from their B players, but don't get too much out of it. They don't have the mollies this time on those B players. They just have the one smoke which could delay. So that's worth considering as this round continues. Fallen hasn't been taking too many aggressive fights in this game, but he is on short this time. May have a potential chance for a frag here.
And Liege as well as a Cubby. There's 3 players in defense in the A bomb site. mousesports starting their attack on in. Fallen's looking down into middle. He's waiting for it, but acoR's holding that position. So if he is to go around, he would lose his life. So Fallen is going to drop back.
They're rotating B. No, he's coming back.
Back in time. The utility being used is enough to call that rotation back from Elige. Just at the right time as well, because here comes the attack from mousesports. Fallen holding the angle. He's got the first kill. Swinging out of the apartments. BMAS goes down. Grim's done a really good job, and Fallen now stepping up as well. It's acoR and it's ropz left alone, and they get toppled by the strong wall that is put up by Team Liquid. Really good stuff, and that's an important round to find as well, because now they can still win in this overtime number 2. Team Liquid can still do it.
One of the big upsides of having an AWP not play too aggressive is that if they hold an angle, they don't need to use their nades. They can keep their utility for late in the round. That's exactly what Fallen does here. Because he's been holding the entire time, he still has the molly in his back pocket. So as soon as he gets the first kill, he knows he can dump that incendiary onto short. No nades for Mouse to be able to get past it. They just have to run through, and Liquid win an all-important round at the end there to keep themselves in it. But look at the nade damage. Stewie's down to 23.
It's absolutely huge at the start of this round. You do not want to be losing that much health. And it's such an important round here. And Elige into the apartments, but it's ropz again. This is his domain. You cannot challenge ropz inside of the apartments. But finally, Naf has come to usurp his throne. He's done it. He's got the headshot, and now Liquid run up middle. BMAS in a good position, gets away with one, but he had the perfect opportunity for more. And now acoR, Stewie just B-hopping up into him. Naf has found him on the Tech 9, and Liquid now have the site. They've got the man advantage as well. And Dexter trying to get through the smoke. Really trying to find an opportunity here, but he's just having to hide.
They're so low. They're all so low on the Liquid side.
Incendiary left here for Dexter as well. They're trying to put Frozen up on top of the boost, but he hasn't been able to see anybody. Eventually, might just get a chance there on Stewie, but he's found. Stewie with a double! Topples the tower, and it's 20 apiece. We're tied up yet again here. Liquid, do not die.
Sneaky little smirk from Stewie there. He knew that they were boosting, so he could just hit the first headshot and then transfer it down below for that second player. Look at that shot. Oh!
He knows immediately where to put his crosshair for the second kill there. So quick to react, doesn't even give him a second to get away. And Team Liquid now tied up the scoreline, 20-20. The year where it all went bad, but we're getting better now, and we're heading into such an important round.
We've had some great games here today. Overtimes are plenty here at Cologne. This one has to end eventually, though. Nades used on Banana. Frozen taking some early damage. That's That's often been his life so far in this game. Playing aggressive, but he's been blinded. He goes back for the fight with Dexter, and they win the initial trade.
Huge opening coming in from mouse. Ooh, good near damage in reply, but no kill out of it. And acoR, they got to challenge him. AWP, Fallen's down there. He's not really wanting to overextend. Just holding in case acoR takes the wider angle, but he's not going to do that. He's not going to give away that kill, and now Elise has gone through the long smoke to his death because ropz was watching it.
Oh,
and
no.
if it wasn't for ropz, it would have been frozen. And Fallen's got the kill on the B bomb site. It's completely open because of that. He's got to throw the utility on in. Frozen's making the quick rotation, but the bomb should go down here. They've got to cover that CT smoke just in case Frozen is to run through it. He's trying his best, but falling through the smoke. He's got the kill. Now Naf coming up through Banana as well, 3v3.
He just took damage, so he knows there are players hot on his heels, but he's going to get back to the top of Banana and an AWP in his hand.
Oh, Naf can certainly make this work. He's found one kill, and now he's looking for a little bit more. BMAS his next victim, but Naf has not been able to double up. Instead, he'll go back. The wallbang, it lands, but it's not enough damage for the kill. But it's so low now for both of the remaining mousesports players, and ropz has hit the deck. BMAS is so far removed, and on 10 HP, there's just no way he does this. Team Liquid are at series point. They've pulled it all the way back, and they're just one round away from knocking mousesports out.
Another chance for Liquid to close it. And this time it is Fallen's AWP that makes the difference. He hasn't been too aggressive so far. He hasn't played too aggro, but this is one of the rounds where he gets an early fight, and it's a fight that makes all the difference. He gets that kill on Banana. Final timeout taken by Mouse. It's kind of crazy they have one left. We're so deep in the game, but they're going to need it ahead of a must-win round to keep them in the tournament.
If anything, we all need a breather right now. This has been some high-octane Counter-Strike over the last few rounds. Team Liquid, it looked like it was getting into a territory that was going to be unrecoverable, right? It was looking like mousesports had done it, nearly the flawless half, but Team Liquid just decided to turn it around. And mousesports have got to force us to a third overtime. One round, and we go again.
Timer slowly ticks down into what could be our last round of the series.
And the last round of Cologne for mousesports. Team Liquid in the driver's seat, in pole position. Naf throwing Molotov into the apartments early, exchanging utility at the beginning of the round.
Mouse hanging around at top Banana. They've taken some nade damage for their troubles. Yet again, it's Frozen who is the nade magnet right now. Stewie still alive. They might expect it, but it does spread. Oh, he's dead to the nade.
Nade damage coming in, huge from mousesports, and now Dexter's down Banana. Grim's on the other side of the smoke as well. Dexter's playing with fire right now inside of the smoke, and Grim, he's moving through. Oh, no. Dexter, what a play! He's found the bomb. Frozen as well has found a kill, and now it's just a laser through the smoke. Dexter takes him down. It's Naf alone, and a 1 versus 5 is needed for the Canadian. He walks right into the Aussie. The headshot is in, but plenty more needed for Naf, and I don't think this is going to be all that doable. ropz has got down second middle. And huge stuff out of Dexter. We're going again. Triple overtime is needed between Mouse and Team Liquid. None of them want to give this up.
Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night and never day. Even when I wash the floor, the dust still comes. Keep on hunting for the bread. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother. Seems like I can't get away from the hot sun. Always night, it's never day. Even when I watch the floor, the dust will come. Keep on hunting for the prey. No matter how lost, need no light, no spark. I'm in line mode. With my eyes closed, I can see in the dark. I'm a quiet storm, far from calm. I know you feel me, brother.
We were caught in the fire. Our faith was left out in the open. Saw the fear in your eyes as we move through the dust. Nights turn into days, one by another. Under darkened skies, we await, bound to each other. But our spirits never die. Fighting as we push through the darkest times. I'll be there by your side. We arise. Everything's breaking. Our souls will awaken. Our spirits never die. At the end of the line, the trust in our hearts beating louder. Under darkened skies, we await, bound to each other. But our spirits never die. Fighting as we push through the darkest times. I'll be there by your side. We arise. Everything's breaking. Our souls will awaken. Our spirits never die.
kicking between these two teams, 21-21. mousesports versus Team Liquid. One of these teams is going home at the end of this best of three, Hawker, and none of them want to leave.
It couldn't be closer between these two. 21-21, they've had to go so hard to get to this point, but they've got to go again as we get into our fourth overtime. Molly down mid from ropz. It's been beaten by the Team Liquid players, but banana control's been taken by mouse.
Yeah, Frozen's already deep down over the top of the logs. He's really trying to figure out what's going on, but in the meantime, Elise has already got out long, and Fallen is dropping back into short. Good control taken for Team Liquid early. And they missed up on balcony. He's got a good peek down, spots a couple of players, but he hasn't come away with a kill. And finally he will, but he's still got ropz here as well, and he's doing really good work. Stewie's come in, Elise has followed up, and Team Liquid have got it into the 3v3. They've fought back, they've got those kills, and now the post plan.
The bomb not yet planted. It's taken a long time. It eventually gets planted safe on the site. Liquid injecting some pace into this round. They get another smoke for long, and Elise still has one more smoke available. That could be massive if he puts it in the right spot.
Frozen trying to come out through short. Dexter's in behind him. Some utility going down over towards long, and acoR is trying to try and play in behind it. Naf has spotted the head of Frozen, and he's got away alive somehow. He's on 8 HP right now. Liquid holding the site. They've got the man advantage, and the time is ticking. Elise has found another one. Dexter goes onto the bomb site, and Elise has done it. Over the top of the smoke, he comes in with another one, and Team Liquid into the lead.
Liquid making up for lost time here. They come in with a quick round into our fourth overtime, and up until that point, both teams had really been playing similar styles with slower rounds, with more methodical rounds where they were trying to draw out rotates. We hadn't seen too many of those fast plays, and I love that Liquid go ahead and do it. After a bit of a tech pause, they come in, they try and catch mouse off guard, and they do exactly that.
Yeah, we had a PC reset, switched out, new one in, and we're ready to go again. It hasn't slowed down the play at all. Team Liquid getting damage down. Stewie, he's down to 48 from that near damage. And Frozen, they're trying to boost him over the top, but Dexter's been taken out of play by Stewie 2K.
Stewie taking the AWP out of Fallen's hands in this round for that exact reason. He wanted to make the aggressive play. It pays off for him, but mouse haven't responded. They haven't rotated a player off A. They've got a stack in top mid.
Remember, this is the setup that caused us to go to overtime. ropz in this close position with acoR helping him out. Elise is alone here. He's going to try and use utility. It could flash in, but it's ropz again. How many times can he get away with that position?
37 kills for ropz, but Naf is about to sneak up. It's an easy kill for him. Is he ready for B mass though? It doesn't matter because it's the B play.
The bomb is coming into B, and Frozen's crossed in front of the smoke. Just trying to run through it. Right, there's crosshair. Grim's come out with a headshot, but ropz is in. Another one from ropz, and the low HP of Stewie. ropz cleans it up. A 4K and 40 kills. It just doesn't stop. He's a death machine right now for mousesports.
ropz hits 40 with the rotate over, and this game is becoming scrappier by the round. He pushes through into the players, takes those two first fights, and Stewie was hoping he could get through the smoke quickly while his teammates were still fighting. But ropz was just so quick on the time to kill on all those fights that he makes sure Stewie can't get through the smoke. It's all tied up again, and now ropz even has an AK.
Yeah, ropz is all over the show right now. Started on the A site, was over B so quickly. If you can continue to get this involvement out of ropz, you're going to be a very happy player over on mouse. Elise going down into boiler. Taking his time. Trying to figure out where his first opponent will be, and it's Dexter. He's found it. Every opening is filled with buckets of tension right now. You do not want to give away your life, and it's Dexter that's gone down in this one.
Such a quick adjustment from Elise. It almost looked like muscle memory more than anything else. This time, mouse have rotated Frozen into position, though, and they might not be ready for this player on long.
This is a strong setup right now. Frozen goes into the fight, and because of that, he only comes out with one, but luckily ropz is good enough for the trade kill onto Elise. 3v3 still again, but this man, ropz is still alive, and that's a big problem for Team Liquid. Do they want to go to A? Do they want to drop off? And Max has had enough. He goes in. What a headshot. And he's going to look for a little bit more. He's gone back into the apartments. He's gone up the stairway. Liquid still hanging around middle, and they've gone up. They're going to start wrapping around logs, and ropz thinks it's going to be the B play. Fallen's going into archway, and ropz has gone to B. That's just left one player over here alone, and it's 21 HP, but look at this. Fallen is going through CT. They might just go around library, though, into the A site. This could be a nightmare. 25 seconds left.
But B-Mass is here. He's in the apartments. He's out in the open, though.
Oh, he's going to be found. Fallen takes him down, and now they're looking for the plant. Fallen locks it in. Down to the 2 versus 2. Grim and Fallen looking to lock this one out, and acoR is so far removed.
But look at the util. Fallen has another smoke for long. That's going to lock them out for such a long time because they're only just now getting into position.
Smoke's down. ropz realizes you cannot go through that smoke. He's got to figure out, is there even a way of getting back into the site at this point? ropz starts to go towards short, and Grim is just locked in. Remember, Fallen's still on the side of the site, so they've got such a strong setup to deal with this. Fallen can distract, Grim can get the kill, or vice versa, really. And that's the peek out. Grim gets one, couldn't flick back. And now a 1v1. Fallen with the time in his favor right now is ticking on down. And ropz, he hasn't got enough time for the round win, but he's hit a headshot. He's just not missing anything. But unfortunately, not enough for the round win. And Team Liquid are up to 23 rounds.
You have to feel for ropz. He's been playing out of his mind. Even in that round, the shots he's landing are ridiculous. That headshot at the end there is so hard to hit. acoR's body went flying into the stratosphere there, and if Mouse aren't careful, they could be flying out of this tournament. Liquid have the round lead, and it's back to the double AWP setup that's been working for them. Those 2 AWPs go to Banana again to see if they can get that early kill.
acoR, maybe he can deliver something from his AWP. It's been a little bit quiet over a few of these rounds. See him be explosive in a round like this. bmass pushing 30. Just under by 1, and good near damage done here from Team Liquid. They've tickled down the Mouse players.
It really feels like this game is just evolving into fragging, though. And so far, I think Liquid have been more clutch in a lot of these rounds. That honestly could be the difference.
Yeah, across the board, on average, you know, you're getting more out of these Team Liquid players. I mean, you've got ropz who's doing just enough for 2 players right now at this point. But Team Liquid, across the board, on average, are doing a better job at that. And Mouse have got to try and figure out how they get this round win. ropz is a boiler. He's going to try and get more involvement. He's been in a lot of these lurks, but this time looking for the openings, and he's been tied down. aliJ spots him, but ropz still alive, and now they're going back into Banana, and that's Stewie2k waiting for them. He's got one. He jump spots and a missed shot from acoR.
Stewie getting back. Rotate not arriving, though. Naf was thinking about it, but Banana has been taken by Mouse. They have plenty of smokes in for the play. Now Naf rotates over, though, just in time, because Mouse is continuing to set up this play.
He's come over into a good position here, Naf. Smoke is going down again. This delays further. There's only 25 seconds left. Naf's gonna go. He finds ropz through the smoke. A second one from Naf. And Stewie2k stepped up as well. It's only bmass, and he's left alone. Crumbling at the wayside. 17 seconds, and he's still got to go up against 5 of the Liquid side, and he is taken down. Stewie2k, yet again, delivering heroics from the back of the B-bomb site. It's series point for Team Liquid. Once again, they have the chance to send mousesports home.
The newfound leader calls for himself to solo hold B, and for good reason. He delivers the early kill, he buys time for the rotate, and ends up delivering the kills to close the round. Liquid have had so many chances to close this game. This time, it's 2 series points. Surely now they've got to take one of them.
acoR looking to try and open up the affair. The kill on the AWP, and he's done it. He's found Naf. And there's no reply from Liquid, there's no trade.
aliJ goes aggressive, though. He wants to get his team back into the round, but ropz is ready. ropz doesn't hit the shot. aliJ gets one back, and he's trying to get back to safety, which he will.
It's awkward, but aliJ stays alive, and that's the difference. It can be a big difference as well. If aliJ gets traded out there, it's still the advantage for Mouse, but he's got the kill. And now mousesports starting to look towards Banana once again, towards the B site, and it's Fallen who is waiting with the AWP.
And it's 2 AWPs. If these nades are good, it could be really hard for these AWPs on the hold.
So Fallen's going to take a risk. He's aware of that. He's going to play on the edge of the smoke, but no one's come through. Instead, he's going to allow Stewie to get some work done. And you often can rely on Stewie with this AWP. Fallen's dropped back all the way into CT spawn, and Stewie's been caught by the utility, and acoR's come in with a kill. Having those double AWPs on the site is a big issue there for Liquid. They're going to get cleared out, and Fallen's trying to get over behind the smoke, and too far away for not landing the shot. He's coming close to a lot of these, but none of them coming through.
No reason not to go for it, but you don't have many nades to make this work. Grim will likely smoke Banana, and that could be good because there are some mousesports players there. He's looking for something. He's already deployed that smoke. They've got to get something now.
Yeah, I feel like they needed a smoke kill here, Liquid. They're not finding them. And now Fallen switching out to the rifle instead. He's come forward for a kill onto Dexter, but they really need some kills now, and Fallen goes down. It's a round for mousesports. You've seen it a mile away, and they close it out.
Big round win for Mouse, and As you were saying, the two AWPs on B, it's just so hard when those smokes come in. The rifles can maybe spam the smokes or maybe play a bit more aggressively behind them, but with the AWPs, it's difficult. Elise just bought a third AWP. I'm not sure it's going to be used, but it will be in spawn if they need it.
Okay.
You got the money, you might as well. Actually, Elise is juggling the AWP somewhere.
Do we go to another overtime, Hawk? That is the question right here.
Oh,
He's
I
going
love
to
this.
juggle this AWP over towards the A site. This is really cool from Elise.
Well, we got the same nades down Banana, which have done some damage. BMAS down to 68. These two mollies have been a staple for Liquid to stop the early B play. Elise just finally stopped juggling. He's realized it's time to exit the circus. Time to get back into the round.
So focused. This round needs to be one for Liquid, otherwise we go again. Back to another OT.
We finally get a slower paced round.
Yeah, one to breathe. Gotta find my inhaler somewhere. Here comes the attack out. It's Stewie. He's found the first. Dip out to the right side, shoulders shown, and a kill for Frozen. On to Stewie's AWP.
mousesports have to come back here. You can feel the tension right now. They're going into this B play. Smokes at the ready. Stewie ready to hold.
This position again, but this time he has Naf up on top of Nubox, boosted up, and the attack starts to come in. Naf looking to hold. The rifles found the first, the bomb's down. And a 5 versus 3 now. Stewie's gone down towards the back of the site, so it's on to Naf, and ropz is taking him down as well. He's dragging mousesports through this, kicking and screaming because he wants to stay in Cologne. 45 kills, and Team Liquid, they've got to pull off the retake.
BMAS still has a molly which could slow them down. Liquid have some nades of their own. Smoke about to go into Banana, but ropz is switching up his position.
ropz, he's already done so much. What more can you ask of this man? Flash goes in towards CT. Team Liquid being held back for the meantime. This post plant's looking so strong. The time is ticking. They've taken down ropz, but acoR's in with a kill. And BMAS still at the back of the site. It's all on the acoR now. The defuse starting to come through on the other side of the smoke. The lineup's done! We're going to overtime. Number 4. acoR's done it. This is unbelievable, Hoka.
ropz up to 45. acoR with a 1v2. We said that Liquid had been more clutch so far. But finally, Mouse come through with a clutch of their own. Liquid did well to get to that point in the first place, but it was that time you were talking about. The time goes against them. acoR comes through with the clutch, and we go straight into another OT. Dexter was being very vocal early in this round. This time Fallen plays on A, but that flash has been thrown in almost every round to deny that early peek. Not as many nades thrown on Banana this time, and they've still been able to set up Stewie early. This is really nice for Liquid. They don't have to use as many nades. They can stick with the AWP on the angle. That nade goes sailing by Stewie. He won't take damage, but look at Mouse posturing into top mid.
Oh, Fallen starting to play in and around the site. AWP has been forced back to a more passive position, but Team Liquid playing with 3 players on the site. A 4th is rotating over in the form of Naf. Kills come in from Fallen. Great start to the round here for Liquid. And Elise goes in behind the smoke. They'll redeploy one. He's using that as cover to transition his position. A couple of bullets going past, but none connecting.
Stewie's still scoped on Banana, so they can stick with 4 on A. And Mouse aren't going back. Finally they do, but they don't have many nades of their own. BMAS has to hit a flash here. He has to blind Stewie, otherwise it's likely a free frag.
Stewie boosted up on the half wall. This has to be
No
a kill
flash.
from him. He's going to be able to get it done. No flash around and a pick instead. A dry peek from acoR results in a kill for Liquid.
Slowed by the molly, and look at the rotate from Liquid. They are so aware of the B play right now.
They know what's coming, and now they've got the defense to deal with it. Stewie 2K playing from Nubox this time. Kill in on the open, Naf on the double. This Team Liquid 25-24. Rounds are racking up in overtime. And mousesports, it's not ever easy for them. They've never been in front. They've never been to that map point instead of Liquid. It's just been constantly fighting from behind.
They really have just been fighting for their life in this one. Every time you think Liquid will land the knockout blow, Mal's managed to avoid it. Managed to find a way.
ropz is just dragging them through it as well. You mean the
Absolutely.
amount of differences he's making. It's unbelievable. He's looking for 50 kills in this game. Naf at the half wall, burning away, and he's going to get in behind it. dropping back inside of the site. Team Liquid dispelled with the early utility. Look at Fallen! Oh, that's huge. ropz is down and out of play.
Stewie actually took more damage on Banana, but it's that kill that we really have to keep an eye on because now Liquid are 1 man up. This time Mouse have Banana control sooner though, so that could help them set up a potential B play. BMAS was holding second mid, but he's come to group up. The smoke arrives just as acoR looks for a fight.
Oh, this boost. This is really interesting to try and get acoR to peek into the coffins, but no one's there. They don't get the result they wanted. They're going to have to face the 4v5. They're going to have to attack Stewie again. And anybody attacking Stewie has to be on point, and Frozen is. Lightning fast headshot, and the B-bomb site has been taken, but the boost from Naf could deny, but Frozen turns back. He's ready for it, and that's the kill that gives mousesports the advantage into this one.
Faster push from mousesports, much more explosive. That's what they needed. The counter still not a factor.
Fallen misses the shot, and Dexter taking him down. Elige over the boost again! The double kill from Elige. And now we're right back into a 2v2. Team Liquid looking to close this one out. BMAS holding in from Pool. He's looking for the lineup, but Grim has hit the headshot. acoR once again in the 1v2. This time with the AWP and the defuse is coming through on the smoke. He's got to deny. He's got to get him off it, but the defuse is stolen away. And Team Liquid get 26 rounds yet again right in front of acoR, but this time he cannot make the difference.
And this time it's Elige who makes the difference. A pat on the shoulder from Adren because he knows those kills were so impactful for Liquid. Mouse had the sight, had the 4v3. The adaptation was great to go for this faster play, but the boost was even better. Elige comes in with 2 kills over the top. Frozen was initially fighting to keep his teammates safe. Elige is doing this juggling again.
Yeah, back to the circus for Elige. And this has been a bit of a circus show this game so far. It's delving into craziness towards the end. Team Liquid just keep pulling ahead. They keep getting themselves into these situations, but never closing it out. They need to change that.
The thing that's so nice about Elige juggling that AWP over is he can take that first AWP shot, and then it's unlikely they expect the AK. So they may just try and run at him if he can get that AK out in time. We still don't know whether or not Mouse will push his position, though. They've taken a slower start to this one. Another nice thing about Elige having that AWP is that Fallen has a slightly freer role. You've got the AWP looking at top mid, so if Fallen wants to, he can come and help B. He's got a flash at the ready, but Mouse may be grouping into top mid.
It's looking like this A play is about to come in for mousesports, and look at the defense right now. Elige is here with the AWP. And he's going to be going for a peek. Stewie's been brought down. Do they go back B on that kill? They're thinking about it. 45 seconds though, and the smoke execute begins to come through and towards the A side, but it's the B play coming in from Mouse.
They are coming back to B. ropz will stay on the lurk, so he won't be allowed to have the entries this time. It's someone else's turn.
Naf and Fallen trying to make it work. AWP's dropped back in behind Coffin, and Fallen is looking for that frag, but Naf has been taken down, and now Fallen knows he's got to fight in 2 fronts, and he's not able to do it. Frozen and ropz getting the kills, and Elige is left alone.
1v5 for Elige, there's just no way. ropz is even behind him, so Elige will just try and force the issue onto the B-bomb site, but it looks like Mouse have the round. acoR locks it in. 1 round in it. Team Liquid looked like they were about to get the clean sweep, but Mouse find a way into B in that round. This was the shot from Frozen. This is massive. If he goes down, Liquid probably realize Banana's clear, but instead, they don't know, they can't rotate back, and then Frozen just jumping in for that kill.
How many important rounds have we seen out of Frozen so far in this overtime as well? It's been insane, and some of these B flurries he's just getting these 2Ks, 3Ks, and that's impressive from a young player in such a tense situation at the first land back after such a long stint online. It's really cool to see.
He has stepped up a lot because he was low on the kill count in regulation. There was a long period of time where he was struggling. That feels like a lifetime ago now, though. It's overtime we have to focus on, and Grim ready for the aggression. This time, no impact for Frozen.
Big opening here for Team Liquid. They try a risk for Mouse, and it has not worked out for them. They've lost that early player, and that's going to put a lot of pressure now on this defense.
That gives Liquid a golden opportunity to get themselves up to series point again. Dexter is calling for himself to play solo B. He's confident he can hold, He wants his teammates to lock down the A-bomb site. Because of that, Dexter knows he needs early info, so he's jump peeking Banana, but there is a chance that Liquid could get this early kill if they get the timing right.
Oh, Dexter's just trying to jump spot, but a flashbang's enough info to force him off. He's so far back here alone. Dexter has been the quietest individual performer, but leading the team to this point. He's got to have some help, though. He cannot afford to be here alone with no utility on the B site. And so that is going to force the rotation over. But Team Liquid, that smoke is throwing a little bit of a spanner into the works.
They're rotating another man, though. ropz is also going B.
That's not good enough. They think that smoke's going to be enough, but Team Liquid come through the top mid smoke, and bimez is going to be playing inside of pit. 30 seconds left. ropz is going to come back over and run right through that long smoke. Team Liquid still have to get onto the bomb site, and ropz has got back in time, but only for one kill. So it has to be bimez inside of the pit, and there's not enough. He's taken down by Naf. It's acoR and Dexter who have to prevent themselves from falling to map point again. Dexter goes into the site. He's got to get a kill quickly here. They have to have some sort of miracle. They need some magic in the round. And Grim is just hiding in the graveyard. The Grim Reaper, perhaps. And Dexter goes forward and peeking up. He finds a second, but it's not going to be enough. Once again, it is Team Liquid on series point. And mousesports are about to be eliminated yet again. But Hawker, how many times have I said that now? mousesports always find a way back in.
Whenever it looks like they're done, they find a way. Even in that round, I thought they might find a way. When ropz arrives on the site and gets that early kill, you just wonder whether that's the difference, but it wasn't. He got traded out so quickly. bimez having so many positions to watch from the mini pit. He's unable to adjust in time. And Liquid with more opportunities to close it out. 2 more chances. bimez being boosted. Seen this once or twice, but not too commonly. Elise just goes out into the AWP of acoR.
Yeah, giving away is such an important kill here for Team Liquid. mousesports, it's a great start. Not enough, though. They need more. And Liquid slowing this one down. It's nothing but a drip right now for Team Liquid in this round. They're getting ready to flow, and it seems like they're going up banana. Meandering their way through.
That molly didn't force bimez back, though, so he knows top mid is quite clear. Mouse might be able to figure this out fairly quickly, especially with acoR pushing in the apartments. They must know this is a B play.
And they've got to deal with the hold, though. It looks like it's about to come in from Liquid. ropz is trying to get over here in time, but you've got to rely on Dexter again. Frozen up here on second. orange is sprayed away with the AWP. He's got one. That's not going to be enough. You need Dexter now to do something. Fallen's come through with a really good and important kill on the ropz. And Dexter's still alive, finally goes down. Fallen's gotten rid of him. And the bomb plant starts to come through. bimez and acoR looking for the recovery. Liquid looking to send them home. Mouse coming back into the site. Naf looking for some kills. He's a second oranges and Fallen in behind him at new box. acoR's creeping up and they're going to go for the boost. Naf has got a good position. He's got a kill as well. And now it's all on the young player of bimez to keep Mouse in the tournament. And Naf has done it. Team Liquid will carry the flag of North America through into IEM Cologne. They stay alive. But mousesports, they're down, they're out. And ropz, I gotta feel bad. We'll be right back after the break to break down this behemoth of a game.